Hello and welcome to the news at 6 here on Joy 99.7 FM. This bulletin is also live on Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi, over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including Nkiligi FM, Bolik, Bewa Radio, Yendi, Mighty FM, Tamale, and ATL FM in Cape Coast. We are also available around the world at myjoyonline.com. Coming up, former chairman of the Anti-Galamsey Committee, Professor Kwabena Frimpong Boateng, says he feels victimized over his invitation by the Office of the Special Prosecutor, which later turned into an arrest.
What have I done wrong in this country? If 0.001% of people behave like what I've done, this country will not be the way it is. I built a whole hospital, trained people.
Majority Leader calls on MPP caucus in Parliament to take a decision on whether Finance Minister Kenneth Ofori-Atta should be removed from office by the President.
That one, it will have to be determined by the caucus. So let's leave it to what determination that the caucus comes to.
And coming up in business.
First, IMF program review to take place for Ghana in November. We have details on some targets it should meet. The country should meet by June ending to secure a second tranche of funds. Details on the Joy Business Report.
And later we'll tell you about the secret weapon Bompe Senior High Technical School as they grab the last slot in the Western Region qualifiers.
All I will say is we are coming. No strategy. We are coming.
Meanwhile, 12 schools will scramble for 3 slots in the Western North qualifier later today. My name is Elton Brobe. To our first story, and former chairman of the Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining, Professor Kwabena Frimpong Boateng, says he feels victimized over his invitation by the Office of the Special Prosecutor, which later turned into an arrest for which he was granted a 2 million Ghana cedi bail. He said he was surprised by the treatment meted out to him, given his selfless contribution to the country. Speaking on an exclusive interview with Joy News on the back of reports of his arrest and subsequent release 2 weeks ago by the Special Prosecutor, the revered heart surgeon recounted his experience.
As we go along in life in this country, others who have the power now or who have the influence now should know that at some point they should also they will held accountable for what they are doing.
Do you feel you're being victimized?
I think so.
Why do you think so?
What have I done wrong in this country? If 0.001% of people behave like what I've done, this country will not be the way it is. I built a whole hospital, trained people, Ghanaians, heart surgeons, trained people from Nigeria, Ethiopia, changed Kolebu after Gurgisberg and Nkrumah. Frimpong Boateng was the person who added structures and systems to Kolebu, with internally generated funds, not money from the government. When people get power and, they think they can do whatever they like, I think it's very sad.
Professor Frimpong Boateng also insists a field close to the President Chebi residence was used for illegal mining activities.
If we vegetated that field, if we had planted cocoa, it would have been yielding fruits by now, after 3-4 years. So it's not that you go there and you find pits, freshly dug pits and gullies and so on. This happened 4 years ago. The place was cleared, vegetated, and so what I'm saying is that it happened.
According to the traditional authorities, there's no evidence that the President's garden was affected by illegal mining.
I don't want to argue with them. If they say it wasn't affected, I'm saying that concerned that in a field near the President's house, somebody was doing something illegal.
Former chairman of the Anti-Galamsey Committee, Professor Frimpong Boateng. Majority Leader Osei Chairman Sabons is asking the MPP Majority Caucus in Parliament to take a stand on the fate of Finance Minister Kenneth Ofori-Atta. More than 80 MPP MPs last year stirred controversy when they demanded the removal of the Finance Minister from office. The President promised to relieve Mr. Ofori-Atta from his post after he secures the IMF deal. Despite the approval of the Ghana's $3 billion bailout by the International Monetary Fund, the minister remains at post. But the Majority Leader Osei Chairman Sabon said the entire Majority Caucus must engage to know the way forward on the issue.
Ghana must go uprising. That one, it will have to be determined by the caucus. So let's leave it to what determination that the caucus comes to. As you rightly said, it was started by a few people, but it became the position of the entire caucus. The entire caucus may have to engage to see what it is that must be done.
Also, Chairman Sabonso is the majority leader. To some other stories now, and the principal research scientist at the Council for Scientific Building and Road Research Institute, Professor Francis Afuka, says male drivers are more likely to perish in road accidents as compared to female drivers. According to the research findings, 85% of women comply with basic road safety regulations such as buckling their seat belts before driving. He spoke to Joy News at the Bloomberg Initiative for Global Road Safety Workshop.
From the observation study, the female drivers are doing far better in terms of seatbelt use than the males. We have more than 85% of female drivers using their seatbelts in Accra, compared to as low as about 65% males using seatbelts, which is not good. Women drivers who want to go through the rudiments of how to drive by going to driving school, formal driving schools, whereas men will use the back door to learn how to drive.
And to our pothole series, and with state institutions failing to patch potholes, some residents of Bokrom in Kumasi are filling up the holes with coconut husks. The residents say the poor nature of the road is causing serious accidents. Love FM Nana Boachi Yadom exposes the hazardous Bokrom pothole ridden road for Joy News.
Here you go. Government serving us. In fact, drivers here were the best. One road, several potholes.
But some things need to be said in 10.
A good number of roads in Ghana are left with dangerous potholes. Major road networks in Kumasi are no exception, as the roads are inundated with deep circular depressions. Some motorists have experienced the damages that go beyond mechanical repairs in these craters. The well-adorned road is now a death trap with praiseworthy traffic growth. Potholes have developed on this road. They refuse to work on just this particular stretch. We've complained so much about the traffic over here. It is obvious that these potholes are fast developing into manholes, putting the lives of motorists and commuters at risk. But state institutions in charge of covering them up show up at work and do nothing about it. To some of these road users, this is a life-threatening pit.
Almost there 3 months, number 2 accidents.
I came across an accident almost a month ago. As government institutions yawn on patching up the holes, some residents fill the riddled bitumen with debris to lessen the impact of vehicles slumping into holes. Sometimes they attempt to fill these holes with just anything, sometimes with coconut husk.
Nana Boachi Yadom filed that report from Bokrom near Kumasi in the Ashanti region. Imagine an app that can utilize artificial intelligence to detect malaria-causing mosquitoes right at the breeding ground. Imagine this transforming the way we deal with malaria completely. Now stop imagining and feel on the reality. Government already is in talk with the Israeli firm to develop Zap Malaria. There's more in this Tech Thursday report.
The US wire service Bloomberg, which first reported the interest from Ghana, says the app, Zap Malaria, uses cutting-edge artificial intelligence technology to identify and treat water bodies where malaria-carrying mosquitoes breed. Zap Malaria can also deal with malaria from its source. It leverages satellite imagery to identify mosquito breeding grounds and predict the formation of new ones. One notable aspect of Zap's solution is its cost-effectiveness, with an annual cost of approximately $1 per person in urban areas, comparable to the expense of bed nets, a commonly used preventive measure.
And that was a News Desk report. Now, before we go, in a captivating display of determination and skills, Bompe Senior High Technical School left their competitors astonished as they claimed the last available spot in the Western Regional Qualifiers. With a good combination of knowledge, wits, and their secret weapon, they promised to make a mark in this year's contest. There's more by my colleague, Michael Ashele.
All I will say is we are coming. No strategy. We are coming.
No strategy is from God. No, there are no strategy. We can't create. It's not our strength, you know.
But you know everyone has God, right?
Yes, everyone. And this is a game. And
no one knows the hunter secrets.
Yes.
And later today, 12 schools will compete for the available 3 slots in the Western North qualifiers. The stage is set, the stakes are high, and the battle for qualification promises to be as gripping display of wit, intelligence, and determination. Catch all the details on myjoyonline.com and our social media channels. Well, that's it for the news at 6 here on Joy 99.7 FM. For more stories, log on to our website, myjoyonline.com. My name is Elton Brobe. The Super Morning Show continues with Kojo Jansen.
You know, Papa, see that? And it's Rickety car. Hey, Papa! Bobo, so how's your engine now? It is half man, half amazing. Thanks to Quartz and you can feel better energy. Can't touch this. Actually, guys, so Sancho's engine just died like that? Yes, so somebody managed to convince him that there is a better engine oil than Quartz. And he's Sancho Panza. Now, which engine oil can be better than Quartz? No other, my guy. Quartz with its age-resistant technology, it keeps your engine younger for longer. Now you know. Have you guys seen the new bottle design? It's superb. Quartz 9000 from Energy improves fuel efficiency. Why do you think Mr. Mane and Logoso have taken the Quartz Nation movement World Cup like that? Sorry. Quartz. Keep your engine younger for longer.
Okay. If I leave work now, I can beat traffic, get takeaways for dinner with the girls, and be on time to pick up Sam and his mom from the hospital. Proud to belong to ABSA.
We know that life is go, 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 and that it's hard to make time for the things that really count. That's why with ABSA's digital channels, you can bank when, where, and how you want, so you can focus on what or who is important to you. Get things done simply with our digital channels. That's Africanacity, that's ABSA.
Life's battle during retirement are not won by the strongest. Sooner or later, those who win are those who prepare for it. Ensuring your future is your responsibility to your family and loved ones. Progress Trustees, a company that guarantees a cheerful life of retirement for both formal and informal sector workers. The Progress Occupational Pension Scheme, the Progress Provident Fund Scheme, and the Progress Personal Pension Scheme helps you achieve peace of mind during retirement. We also provide administration services for employer-sponsored schemes, including staff welfare schemes seeking to outsource their day-to-day administration of their second-tier occupational pension and third-tier provident fund scheme. Start your journey to your envisaged quality life during retirement by contacting us on 0504-368-048 on our website www.progresstrusteesgh.com. Progress Trustees, a joyous retirement begins here.
Charlie, that be the sound you hear when things make hot. I'm sure this is not battery, just cash flow. Laja no day. It is safe to say we are all facing challenging times. We are all wondering how we are going to lighten our financial burdens. Nowhere cool, but don't worry. With a little help from your trusted bank, Societe Generale Ghana, be Biara Bayer fine. Societe Generale Ghana is making all its customers happy with the Yatiso Loans promo. In fact, SG Ghana customers and even non-customers who are on the controller and accountant general payroll can enjoy access to our amazing discounted loans. Don't waste time. Get your loan today. Step into a branch or call 0302-214-314 to get the ball rolling. Terms and conditions apply. Remember, promotion ends on 7th August 2023. Societe Generale Ghana. The future is you.
Don't you worry. Just be happy. Don't you worry.
Bafu suspect.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yes,
How are you doing?
Not bad.
Great.
Professor Frimpong Boateng is on my mind, so obviously.
Oh, that interview.
It
was explosive.
Eked its way into your name. Yeah, explosive is the word. Very interesting. But at the same time, we are trying to understand the grounds and purpose behind the arrest. It sounds like, he was invited, and then when he turned up, it turned out to be an arrest. When you read that letter, it sounds like they considered him a person of interest before they invited him. But why? I mean, that's what I want to know. Why? Like, why? When you are arrested, are you not supposed to be told, like the reason what you are being charged with, and
And I don't know whether he was arrested the minute he walked in to the building, or whether there was a conversation, some kind of interrogation, interview, whatever the right term would be, following which he was then arrested and bailed. Or did he just walk in and say, they said, "Good afternoon, sir, you are under arrest and you have been bailed"?
Bizarre. I don't know.
Hey, this country.
And what's his crime?
That's what we need to know, right? Because clearly, look, the OSP has been investigating the Interministerial Committee for some time. Charles Bissiou, you remember from the Charles Bissiou days.
Yeah.
So they've had this broad investigation of the Interministerial Committee for some time. I remember there was a statement they issued about it, talking about how they are investigating money spent by the commission, Interministerial Committee, and so forth, right?
Yeah.
So long before the recent business with his report and all of that, long before that, they were doing this broad investigation.
Yeah.
In fact, I think it was October last year that I saw a statement, detailing the fact that they are looking into this matter. So it's not a new thing. It's not like the OSP suddenly, poked their nose into this ongoing business with the report.
Right.
No, their investigation preceded it. But the question is, what are they charging him with or investigating him for? What is it that they believe he may have done wrong? I guess that's the question,
and that's
right?
fair. That's fair to know.
Yes. I mean, it's absolutely important to know, especially with the recent ongoings. It is crucial to know, right? Because we are in a nation that has read a report written by a government official implicating other government officials. It never happens.
Yeah.
So it is important for the public to understand, if the OSP has genuine grounds for what they are doing, it is crucial that they inform the public.
And just hoping that he's not become a target, because
if they don't inform the public, that is the conclusion that will be drawn.
Yeah.
And I mean, OSP now is a constrained institution. The last thing they need is a lack of public support as well. They have a hard job to do.
Yeah.
They shouldn't attempt to do it without the support of the public.
So we should know what's going on.
We have to know. We have to know. We don't like mystery.
Not at all.
Yeah. Charlie. But it's good to see you. All right?
Yeah. Good to see you.
How are your kidneys?
How are they? I believe they're in good shape. Yes. I believe.
Yes.
But it's I'm just reading that 13.3%. That's the prevalence of kidney cases here in Ghana.
Yes. 13% of all OPD cases are kidney cases. Right?
Scary.
Meanwhile, the one thing that you need to survive if your kidneys fail is called dialysis. It's done with a certain machine. That machine, how many do you think we have in this country?
One.
Oh no. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. But it is certainly inadequate.
Okay.
I don't think Kolebu, the biggest referral unit in this country, I don't think they have 20 of them. So if 13% of every case in every hospital, in every town, village, city is kidney.
Charlie. Well, I had to say one because in this country you can never.
It would not have shocked you. It would not have shocked you
because. It's
not
saying that
bad.
the whole of Upper East there's no dialysis.
Yeah.
machine.
Okay. So
The
I
whole
mean,
region.
which doesn't that doesn't surprise me. If Kolebu has about 13 or 14, how can it be so the Upper East?
So how do people there with cases like that
when 13% of them have kidney problems
go all the way to Tamale?
They have to come all the way down to Tamale.
And I'm sure there's so much pressure on
the Tamale one, which will be fewer than the Kolebu one.
Charlie.
All right, the 6 a.m. news was brought to us by Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you. And Absa Bank Ghana Limited, helping you find a way to get things done. Time now for the Joy Business Report, coming to you by the kind courtesy of Glyco Life Travel Insurance. Glyco, we cushion you
for life.
Hi, thanks for joining us on the Joy Business Report. Coming up, Ghana to go through first IMF program review in November this year. We have details on some targets the country should meet by June ending to secure second tranche of funds. Also, Ghana Hotels Association unhappy with decision by Public Utilities and Regulatory Commission to increase water tariffs by 150% despite appeals to review the tariff structure. Also, some oil marketing companies and bulk oil distributors back out of government's Gold for Oil program. Details coming up. Thanks for joining us, everyone. My name is Daryl Kwao. Ghana's program with the IMF is expected to be formally reviewed in November this year. This was captured in a document giving more details about the country's program with the fund. But what are the key targets that should be met by end of this year? George Jaffe has details.
The November 1 date will be the first review after Ghana's program was approved in May this year. The assessment is crucial because it will influence the next disbursement of $600 million to Ghana. This will happen after the IMF board approves the staff report that will be tabled for consideration. However, if government fails to meet those quantitative and structural reforms, then Ghana will not get the second tranche of funds. But what are some of the targets that Ghana should meet? Well, by the end of this month, government should have finalized plans to clear all the payables due the ministries, departments and agencies, as well as lay out plans to reduce future accumulation. They should also finalize a strategy that will strengthen the financial sector and rebuild buffers. Managers of the economy should also publish an updated energy sector recovery plan which seeks to remove all subsidies and improve operational performance of the state-owned enterprises. There are other quantitative reforms that Ghana must meet by the end of this month. The November 1 program review is also very important because it could trigger fresh funding from other donors and development partners like the World Bank.
George Raphael with the details on key IMF program targets that should be met by the end of this month. In a related development, the IMF mission is expected in town today for its week-long stakeholder engagement. The fund will use the visit to also track progress of Ghana's program. The visit will be led by Mission Chief Stefan Hode. Now, the Ghana Hotels Association is accusing the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission of acting in bad faith after categorizing them under commercial users in its latest water billing structure. They argued that the PRC ignored their concerns after engagements to review high water tariffs imposed on hotel managers. The PRC has increased water tariffs for commercial use by 150%. Speaking to Joy Business, President of the association, Dr. Edward Akanyamike Jr., warned that the latest move by the regulator could increase cost of hotel operations in the country.
To say the least, it's a betrayal from the PULC. It's a massive betrayal from the PULC. And I'm surprised that nobody is calling the PULC to order. We have various sector ministers whose players are going to be affected by this. So as we speak now, it means that the PULC now has categorized us with other organizations under what they call the commercial category. And it also means that now our rate has been increased by almost 150%, and we are supposed to pay this. How are we supposed to survive this? Because at the end of the day, if we don't do those adjustments, it means that we are going to get out of business. We will still find a way to petition the PULC because this is just unacceptable. So we'll find a way to petition them again. But in the meantime, it will mean that prices at hotels will have to adjust to this new unfortunate rate that PULC is forcing down our neck.
That was President of the Ghana Hotels Association, Dr. Edward Akanyamike Jr. Some oil marketing companies and bulk oil distributors have backed out of government's Good for Oil program. The program, which took off in January this year, is aimed at reducing fuel prices at the pumps. The country took its first consignment of 40,000 metric tons for onward supply to oil companies and used gold and cash to buy finished products for the market. But Chief Executive of the Chamber, Dr. Patrick Kwekuo-Ofori, says some of the oil firms withdrew from the program due to unresolved concerns.
When you check the number of BDCs when it came in were higher, but gradually that was due to the exigencies of the time. But currently, as we are speaking, most of the dominant BDCs that can confidently say that partook in the first cargo that were already trading with BOS previously have now referenced their business interest because they also think that it makes it a bit cheaper for them to land the product on their own. Another thing was notification from the key off-takers of some of the BDCs, Total and Shell, coming out openly to say that they don't want to have anything to do with the G4O, which then means that if I'm a major supplier to these two, I need to look at another country of origin for the products that I'm supplying.
You had Dr. Patrick Kwekuo-Ofori. Now, for decades in Ghana, seedlings of cocoa, rubber and other tree crops have been raised using topsoil. This destroys the land as a top layer that would have been used for planting is taken for nursery, a very unsustainable practice. But Cocoa Board is seeking to change the narrative as it adopts a soilless growing medium to raise cocoa seedlings at its nurseries across the country. In the following report, Joy Business examines how the product manufactured by a Ghanaian company, Quest Fiber Limited, and partners Atmos Logistics may hold a solution to efforts by Cocoa Board to go green.
Every year, Cocoa Board raises millions of seedlings at its nurseries across Ghana using topsoil. This does not only destroy the environment, it also significantly reduces the survival rate of seedlings. Reverend Ahia Clote is former head of the seed production division of Cocoa Board at the time.
Using topsoil is an environmental hazard. You destroy the environment, you degrade the environment, which is not too good. Yes, it increases erosion. Then scientists all over the world, agriculturists and horticulturists, are moving to the use of soilless medium. So it is a worldwide cry against environmental degradation and also the use of soilless medium. So I would strongly recommend that not only Cocoa Board, but NGOs, horticulturists all over Ghana should resort to the use of soilless.
But Cocoa Board is seeking to change this narrative as it introduces a soilless growing medium. This means millions of cocoa seedlings will now be raised without topsoil, but with a medium designed and manufactured in Ghana to replace topsoil. The Miracle Grow potting mix by Ghanaian agri-tech firm Quest Fiber Limited and partners Atmos Logistics is fortified with essential nutrients. This is to ensure cocoa seedlings raised in earth is able to go 9 months without additional fertilizer.
The Miracle Grow potting mix is a fortified organic soilless medium. It's a substrate of cocoa peat and other natural substances, aided with a slow release fertilizer that is good for raising all kinds of tree crops, especially cocoa and all other tree crops. The fibrous nature of the product aids root formation, it speeds up the growth of the plants and is able to retain water.
The Cocoa Research Institute of Cocoa Board discovered in 2021 that cocoa seedlings raised with the soilless medium were far stronger and bigger and had better leaves and stems.
Most of our topsoil, their seed content is so high, the pH level is not conducive enough for raising seedlings. The pH level of the product is solid. It's been tested at the correct laboratories and it's been certified. If you want to go best practice, it's better you go this way. Now, using topsoil is also harmful to the environment.
The all-inclusive organic substrate is environmentally friendly and is expected to not only reduce the burden of farmers in the search for quality topsoil, but will also boost Ghana's cocoa and tree crop production sector in the long term.
All right, and that was a report on how Cocoa Board is going green as it adopts a soilless growing medium to raise seedlings of cocoa at nurseries across Ghana. Now, time for Investor Eye, and always put in place an investment plan which will allow you to access some of your funds during an emergency. Let's listen to Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Reverend Daniel Ogwami-Tete, as he gives some advice on how to set up an emergency investment fund.
The law specifically states that you have to renew on an annual basis after January, 1st of January. You have to renew every professional that is in your professional body. And by renewing,
how much risk can I take? And in investing, what other measures have I put in place? So for instance, we tell people that when you're investing, you must have a plan where you have some emergency funds which you can access easily for liquidity needs. So that, for instance, if you have adequate, and actually the experts recommend that your emergency fund should be equal to 6 months of your monthly income. So the income you live on in a month times 6 should be in your emergency fund. So if you had 6 months of funds, to take care of you find that even though there's this development, you will not be adversely affected. But where you don't have any provision like that, then it becomes very difficult. And I know there are people who have been caught in a very difficult situation. I mean, and I think that we need to respect.
All right, and that's our program this morning. Before we go, let's check the markets for you. On the commodity market this morning, crude oil open trading at $76 a barrel. Gold is selling at $1,946 an ounce after going up by almost $7. Cocoa gained $44 at open trading at $3,091 a ton. On the currency market, the dollar going for 11 cedis 70 pesos on the forex or retail market. The pound going for 14 cedis 55 pesos, and the euro going for 12 cedis 48 pesos. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. Thanks for listening, everyone. The Super Morning Show continues with Kojo Yankson.
It does. With
Kojo
me.
Yankson.
Yes. And I'm kind of saying, how did you say it?
I know, but it sounded funny.
It's okay. I recognize myself.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. A lot to talk about today. We'll do the kidney thing, but obviously we've got to pay some attention to Professor Frimpong Boateng.
Yeah, and I hope you get the part where he was asked if he feels the president is committed to fighting illegal mining. His reaction was very interesting.
Reaction. We'll play that actually in just a few moments on the news review. Akwafu, Charlie, wish us luck now. It looks like we'll need it.
Good luck.
Thank you. All right, so Mbura has chosen a song from a TV show, Empire. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's a great musical TV show,
okay.
Yes, TV series. There's a song on it called
What's the motivation?
Conqueror.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm
What's
not sure.
he conquering?
What has he got left to conquer? I mean, he has conquered the waste beads market.
By the way, he says his phone has been off since 4 p.m. yesterday.
Why?
He says he can't find his charger. I don't believe him. But
okay. You think he's avoiding something?
Yeah, I absolutely believe that.
Yeah. Did he pay for the waste beads? Yeah, this guy wants to add external debt to his problems. Okay. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
Okay. Always good to see you. All right, now here it is. It's our inspirational song brought to us by
gotta get
chosen by Mbura. Some people want to praise Mbura for his choice,
yeah,
but others too are saying that even a broken clock is correct twice a day. So
the only
it's no big deal.
Grouping, and the only person in that others group is that you are the only person in that group.
Oh,
I agree. I think we generally agree that it was a good choice of music. And
yes.
Praise the man when he makes the right choice.
I think that seems to be the consensus.
Twice.
Come on, why are you trying to, emphasize the naysayers?
No, because there's naysayer, only one person.
The majority,
yes,
likes Mbura's choice.
Everybody.
So don't
except your very good
focus
self
on the minority. Why would you do that? No, I mean, he's generally done well.
Yeah,
with this choice, hasn't he?
Yes, everybody agrees with the exception of your good self.
And the fact that it was an inevitable matter of chance that he would one day do well. I mean, that doesn't change anything.
Broken clock.
Correct, twice a day.
Can you?
Anyway.
Give to Caesar.
Yeah, Caesar.
What belongs to Caesar?
They didn't say give to Mbura. Anyway, good to see you guys, both of you, Raymond and Joseph Akable. And Charlie Blazin, have you seen Raymond's Kambu?
Yeah.
Listen,
Raymond, what are you wearing?
I beg of you, go to Facebook Live, whatever you are doing. Just take 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Go to Facebook Live or go to our YouTube channel. Check out Raymond Aqua's Kambu this morning. And feel free to guess the price. Use the hashtag #JoySMS. I'll tell you who gets it right.
It's raining in the Republic of Ghana. The people of this
You've not told us what you're wearing. I asked you earlier.
I'm worried about.
I asked you earlier what you're wearing.
When it's raining, sometimes you wear what can make you survive.
Raymond, what are you wearing?
Oh, but as you said, Kambu.
Which Kambu is that?
Oh, the usual ones.
Please, there's nothing usual about these.
This is how the ordinary people brace the storm.
Ordinary people.
When you step out of your home and there is massive rain and you need to go through that.
But it doesn't look like it looks very new.
You are wearing footwear named after the aircraft that the United States president flies in, and you say ordinary people.
Oh, it could be that
the most powerful man in the world's aircraft
is
on your feet.
This is the one that they sell around the corner.
My brother, you are not convincing anybody.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've got papers to get through, so let's first do the Drive Safe campaign, brought to you by Joy News and the Multimedia Group. It's supported by Toyota, superior quality. So avoid all distractions, keep both eyes on the road and hands on the steering wheel. Be visible, drive with your lights on. That's how you drive safe. Now it's time to say it right, and that is brought to you by Kingdom Books. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks, and Societe Generale Bank Ghana, the future is you.
Something must be done.
You say either, I say either.
How about another commonly mispronounced word? This one might surprise you. As usual, I'll spell it first. College. This should be an easy one, right? College. But let me ask, how many times have you heard people say college? Is it not baffling though? There is no A in college. So where are they getting the R sound from? It's college, not college. The word college comes from the Latin word collegium, which means community or guild. There are two original Latin words at play here, com, which means with, and leg, which means to choose or to gather. So you could look upon the word college as the Englishman's attempt to describe a group of people who choose to gather in the pursuit of one goal. In the case of the modern definition, that goal is knowledge. So now you have the knowledge. It's college, not college. Never college. That's sacrilege. All right, now guys, before we get into the news review, which is brought to us every morning by First Atlantic Bank, refreshingly different. Last night, Raymond sat down with Professor Frimpong Boateng. First interview that I have, Evans.
Raymond was busy.
Raymond was fast asleep.
He was busy picking out his footwear.
Yeah. or polishing it, whatever he did to make them shine so brightly. My mistake. Mm-hmm. Evans sat down with Professor Frimpong Boateng. First interview that I've heard him have since all of this, commotion began following the leak of his report. And boy, what an interview! Now we'll be sharing more of it later on the show because we really need to get to the bottom of this arrest.
Break it down properly.
Yeah. But this is a part that really caught my eye. Darrell even reminded me of it. He was asked whether he thinks the president is committed to the fight against Galamsey. Listen to his answer.
Do you believe the president is really committed to ending illegal mining?
Maybe committed, but choosing the wrong methods. I'm not saying, he says it. If he says he's committed, I cannot disprove it. But then if we look at the methods that are being, employed, people are doing whatever they like, then it's not likely that this illegal mining will stop,
So what method?
And I'm not expecting this thing to improve.
Why?
Because, honestly, even in the best of times, when the economy was good, people were doing illegal mining, okay? And there's somewhere in the Ashanti region whose wealth is based on mining.
In a time of economic crisis?
No, even the best of times. That is so. Economic crisis, next year will be election year, people need money to campaign and so on. I don't expect that this thing will stop anytime soon. At least not until after a new government. I don't know the strategy that the new government will employ, but in the best of times, people dependent upon this for their livelihood and other things. And now we are in election year,
Election season is here.
Election season, people need money. And so, and the way the economy is, what are you going to do farming to get money, or what are you going to do,
It's something that we haven't actually thought of. That we now have the biggest reason for this Galamsey thing to survive and thrive.
Yeah.
Poverty, IMF, system tight, all of these, election year coming up, all of these pressures. How are we going to win this thing?
In fairness, Prof was better off saying, I don't believe 100% that the president's committed to this. Because the way he said it, even if he says he's committed, even if he's committed,
he's using the wrong methods.
He's using the wrong method.
Yeah, he says he cannot know if, he has not said it, I mean, it's not something he can verify.
You are made chairman of an interministerial mining committee. The man told everybody in the Republic of Ghana that he's not only just committed, his presidency is on the line. A repeated point.
And
he
to
has
that
said, I meant it.
And to that end, he appointed you.
Yes.
But you say
he says he's committed,
but he has no way of verifying.
Oh, this testimony,
hey, is damning.
There's a part of the interview where he's asked about his relationship with the president now. Yeah, he says it's business-like.
He's our official.
He says if he sees him today, he will greet.
Yeah.
And he was asked whether the president is his friend. He said he's the president. No one can be his friend.
Yeah. I mean, to think of it deeply, I mean, when I see these things happening to Professor Frimpong Boateng, I feel very sad. Perhaps it's an indication to so many people that we have muddied that terrain of partisan politics. That if you really want your sanity, don't go there. It was one of the things that Beckhouse said, that when he was leaving as speaker, he was so excited because some of the things he had longed to do in his life that nobody will go check, that nobody, even in the hospital, will leak his medical records, merely because they want to make the point and check whether he was spending more than he was supposed to spend and who was funding that.
Yeah.
So, indeed, it's not a good verdict on the system, but the likes of Frimpong Boateng, at some point, this man, when you searched for him, you were unsure that he's truly Ghanaian. First open heart surgeon, black person to do that. And you are so proud of it. Today, I don't know if he's suspect or whatever title they want to give him
Suspect.
now.
I mean, he's been arrested and he's on bail.
Yeah.
Yes, he is a suspect.
I mean,
in a corruption case.
It was a part. If you wanted somebody who to be committed 100% to protecting our environment and making our lives better, he showed evidence of doing it. You get my point? Without any inducement or without any need to be in political office.
So you see, so let's pay attention to how much effort politicians put into keeping competent people out.
Yeah, because it sends a signal.
Let's pay attention to that. Domelevo, another example.
Yeah.
If you are good at what you do, please stay away from politics. That is the message politicians are giving. But how can a nation progress?
I mean,
if only the crooks are allowed into leadership.
Because in our part of the world, we have more problems, so we deserve the very best in our politics. In fact, those people without problems, they can actually desire to have anybody at all in their politics.
I mean, but Raymond, at what stage do we draw the line? Because there is also the aspect of the fact that no matter how good you are when you come into public office, you are
can be
effectively
corrupted.
sacrificing yourself to being held accountable as well. Because we cannot put that aside. I mean,
that's true.
The IMCIM, we know how they operated. They were seizing things all over the place. Monies were allocated to them. They were supposed to acquire things. So there's that aspect of the fact that whoever you are as well, we have to hold you accountable. But I think what we can all agree on is that the process should be such that we all trust that it's not being targeted. Because the special prosecutor last year, 2022, indicated that he was investigating the issues surrounding the committee.
Yes.
In fact, the report Professor Frimpong Boateng authored was sent to the presidency in 2021. Then all of a sudden, at the height of that report coming out, all of this starts happening. So the point is that this is information that is in the public. It's with the security services already. That's the point I'm making.
They knew about.
They knew about everything.
Yeah.
The committee has been dissolved. They could investigate it. All of this is within it. So there is that challenge as well. That the fact that he's not above accountability, but then also, are we managing things in a manner that assures people that this is not a witch hunting that is going on?
So and I mean, that we don't prevent other people from being bold enough to come out and say this was happening there, that was also happening there.
Precisely.
Because it is absolutely important. In our system, perhaps that's the only way we can get action on things. Just making sure there's sunlight on these things.
So, I mean, you guys make a very important point. And when we talk about the competent people being kept out of politics, it's not a comment on whether he's guilty or innocent of these charges. We have no way of knowing that. Only an investigation, an open and transparent one, will determine that. We can't talk about that. But we certainly know that he's a competent man. As for that, I think it's been proved. Yes. And he's not the only competent man who has had difficulty holding a public office. So these are facts. As to whether he's guilty or not, we need a transparent process to determine that. Nothing under cloak and dagger, none of that business. Ghana has no time for that. So any institution that decides that they are going to do some investigation and use you see that thing where people use the fact that they are doing an investigation as an excuse not to be transparent. We'll not accept that this time around. Galamsey, forget it. This one is our fight. We are all in it. So if you say what you are doing is in aid of that fight, you can't keep it secret from your allies.
That's true. Well.
All right, papers.
Let me go to the Daily Graphic. It's reporting this morning, a quick run through the laptops with inbuilt learning materials. Don't abolish textbooks. Publishers propose. Parliament approved Justice Tokonu as 15th CJ. And yesterday, the authors of the what they call it, Social Development Outlook, really kicked against the laptop student policy and said, listen, just concentrate on delivering the textbooks.
Yeah.
The structures you have in place today do not support this policy you are seeking to introduce. If you don't put in the right structures, it will feel like any other one that has actually been put in place in times past. Now, OSP clarifies invitation of Professor Frimpong Boateng. And that clarity here is that, it's not today's event. It's an old conversation we've had with him. We invited him, and we had actually told him that it's related to corruption and corruption-related matters, and he's a person of interest in that. Green Ghana is here again. So, Kojo, tomorrow, you have to lace your boots, be it Air Force One or whichever boots you are likely to put on in the future. You have to lace your boots. You have to go to the grounds and plant trees. We are targeting 10 million across the country so that we will bring back the vegetation of this country. We are losing forest covers and all of that. We are also, on one hand, deliberately using Galamsey to destroy it. So let's just pretend that tomorrow we care about the country.
So we plant trees one day in the year, then the rest of the days in the year we used to cut down those trees.
364 is for cutting down the trees and destroying the environment. Then we use one day to actually rebuild everything. I mean, ceremonially, symbolically, it might be sending a very good example. Yeah, and the lives of Imbura. This time around, we should protect the trees from the seedlings from being chewed by
goats.
Yes, with respect.
But the way you mentioned the likes of Imbura before talking about,
I was even confused.
Goats chewing.
I'm not sure whether he chews the.
I'm not sure. I mean, the same Imbura this morning is a clock. Now a goat.
No, anyway. I'm saying that the likes of Imbura believe that we should protect our environment. And yes, yeah, it's an environmentalist.
Now I have a mental image of Imbura chewing leaves.
That is his primary training. Anyway, so those are the stories in the daily graphic. Yeah.
Quickly do the front page of the Daily Guide now. Minority attacks SC judges, and Parliament confirms Justice Tokonu. Charles Opoko is Asin North NPP candidate. And so the story about Justice Tokonu, we know that Acting Chief Justice Jones Doche, today is actually his birthday.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I mean, happy birthday to Justice Jones Doche. Doche, yes, how did I even forget?
Yeah.
Yes, he's actually retiring today.
Wonderful.
So that is it for the Daily Guide.
CJ. Yeah.
All right, then. So the online review is brought to you this morning by Zenith Bank in your best interest and Goil Good Energy. Goil wants you to remember, if you run out of fuel, don't just top up anywhere. No, don't do that. Go to Goil for the Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP. They are the best quality fuels with high performance, and of course the Super XP Ron 95 is sold at the same price as normal fuel. The Diesel XP is low in sulfur, makes it an eco-friendly option for your vehicle. Now there are over 440 stations across the country, so join the family that rewards you with the quality for an energized driving experience. Goil Good Energy. Goil Yenara Yedim. All right then. So on myjoyonline.com this morning, you will see lots of stories about Professor Frimpong Boateng. He says our mission was successful until big people-sponsored companies started doing whatever they want. That's the big story. Also, I feel victimized. What wrong have I done in this country? Professor Frimpong Boateng is the one saying that. Again, on Prof, I did my job. I tried to make Ghana a better place. Well, now he's a suspect in a corruption case. Time now for the BBC, and we'll see you after this.
For decades, we have helped businesses connect with their trade partners all over the globe. From Ghana to Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, Senegal, China, Morocco, France, Netherlands, and many other countries. We have made it possible to bring Ghana to the world. We have brought small and medium businesses closer to their customers across the regions in Ghana with our SME support facilities. We have brought relief and smiles to the faces of families with our employee personal loans. With our cutting-edge technology and digital support, we take the burden of complex thinking off you, making life simple. That is who we are, as close as a partner. Bank of Africa. We are indeed the African bank with the global reach.
Want to feel energized for more? Fuel up with Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP high performance products from Goyle. Our high grade fuel comes at no extra cost, but with more power. And our Diesel XP, it's low in sulfur, making it an eco-friendly option for your vehicle. Experience high performance and quality with our products. Available everywhere. Choose Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP for an energizing driving experience. Goyle, good energy.
I sat up as the pleasant aroma wafted through the cracks in the door and into my living space. Whatever it was, smelled heavenly. I felt my palates open up to receive this very welcome guest. I mean, I had to taste. And as I rolled it around in my mouth, I realized I just loved the texture. And just like that, it was down my throat and giving my body life. I wanted more. Lily Rice does that to me every single time. Thanks, baby, for cooking today.
You're welcome. And as we continue to enjoy our favorite rice, Lily reminds us to observe all COVID-19 safety protocols because COVID-19 is still around. Lily, tasty food, happy family.
This advert is FDA approved.
This is a bank, First Atlantic Bank, a shiny purple star to brighten up my day. First Atlantic Bank, refreshingly different services all day long. First Atlantic Bank, and it feels so cool. I know this is where I belong. Oh, come on, everybody, this is a bank like no other. First Atlantic Bank, follow me, let's go now. Let's go, let's bank. This is a bank like no other. Let's bank. This is a bank like no other. Let's bank. This is a bank like no other. First Atlantic Bank.
First Atlantic Bank, refreshingly different.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
Business Daily is in 30 minutes.
Today, we look at how businesses are using tech to support women in parts of the world where access to basic healthcare can be difficult. How are digital products adapted? What does it cost? And how do we make sure the technology gets to the people that need it most?
This is the BBC World Service, the world's radio station.
There's a story on my joy online. Kumawu Roads Construction. Residents unhappy with pace and quality of work. But you buy election roads, the standard is different too.
Yeah.
So of course they moved all the equipment there to start construction when they wanted your vote. And now that the thing is over and they've won, the pace has slowed down. People are unhappy about it. And I heard the roads minister speaking on this. I've got to tell you, look, there are some ministers in this government who you can't really listen to without, for your own safety, attaching your blood pressure monitor. So this man starts and he says, no. We didn't go there because of... Look, who is a fool in this country? Who really is an idiot? Who doesn't understand? Like, who doesn't have eyes in their head? Kumewu needed these roads for a very long time.
Yeah.
Nobody bothered. And you see, the question that was put to him that he was answering, no, was whether or not the construction was done only for the by-election. He said no. It takes about 6 weeks to do procurement. Okay, so it takes about 6 weeks to do procurement. And the fact that this was mobilized in 2.5 weeks means that they had planned it before. Right? So the timing was just convenient. I mean, this is the man who keeps asking us to double up.
Now I realize why. Because he thinks we are mongoloid imbeciles who don't understand the thing. So he can basically tell us whatever and we'll accept it. Go and look at what they've already started doing in Asin North. We understand this. I mean, don't even pretend. This politics. You need the votes. So you are going to pretend to solve their problems. And as soon as you get the votes, you will disappear. Is this not what politicians do? They are no exception to this. Why are they trying to act holier than thou? And the insulting part is, even now that they have slowed down the construction, they still want us to believe that they did it because they care about the people of Kubewu. Politicians care about the people. How does this sentence make sense in Ghana?
Now, in all fairness, before Kumeru, there were concerns that, the economy is not in such a good shape. So Kumeru may be a different scenario. So even Ghanaian people were worried. They felt, well, let's quicken the pace. Let's do something to show that we still care about our people and that the numbers matter in this particular case. So that's why we deployed the numbers there. And this is standard practice. It reached the point, some even came to the unhealthy conclusion that to be able to get a lot of development coming to your area, you may need to do something about your member of parliament. Your member of parliament now, Kasane Wabon, he's not doing anything in parliament. He's not having money to distribute to people in the constituency to. Every time you don't find him anywhere, he only attends funeral, then he will share small money for alcohol, that's all. So he compared to the kind of goodies you are likely to get if he's not in office or if something had happened to him. I mean, cost-benefit analysis, without any emotional or moral attachments, people started postulating that people should be praying that their member of parliament left office or resigned. I don't say died or anything, because that's terrible.
That was also part of their prayer point.
Yeah, but that's terrible, so I don't want to add it to the list. Left office or resigned. So all the alternatives that will lead to a by-election. Or maybe decide to cross carpet. That's also another one that can lead to a by-election. Those things were put on the table because it was the kind of democracy you are doing now. When we say it's not fit for purpose, this is where it is. You put your resources in the hands of somebody whose role is to do authoritative allocation of resources. With that, they have agreed with you that these are your needs from a district assembly and all of that. They set up another system that said 1 million is supposed to be brought to your constituency to do projects on different levels. That system is not functioning. It's almost like rent seeking. So if I need something from you, then which that's an expression, the Dada will come inside. Yeah, then I'll pretend I'm giving you something. Yeah, then you two, because consistently we have agreed that you do not vote for the right reasons. You vote for it because you bet Dada within a matter of days. 4 good years, you didn't get a road. The man promised you that in 2 days, the day before the divorce, you say, oh, no, all things have changed. Then you believe that still it will change. At some point, we should be very stupid people.
I'm actually surprised that the guys are concerned.
Yeah, but why? What were you expecting?
Why? They didn't see it. No, they didn't.
I can see why fraudsters get people in this country.
They didn't see it. So they believed these roads were going to be completed. But you see, that's another aspect of our development. That you start a road.
Yeah.
Throw money into constructing a road.
Yeah.
Which, if left uncompleted, would deteriorate, and then you would have to start all over again.
Yeah.
Years ago,
this would have been costly financial loss.
Abokobi to Teman. It was a nice road, but there was just about 5 meters or so. Now, both districts didn't know which one was to construct, the Lankwantanan and the Ga East. So they left that part because they are, they're neighbors. Now, that road began deteriorating because once you leave it like that, it starts deteriorating.
Yeah.
Over time, it eats into the other, gradually. And then they said, we are even going to construct drains. And that was the last time the people saw good roads.
Since last time?
They saw good roads on that stretch.
Sorry.
Because once they raised the drains, then water, which is the greatest enemy of any road, started getting in there. It became a problem. Now, how do you ever think that government that never constructed your road in 6 years will do that when there's a by-election and complete it?
Yeah.
I am sure the people of Asin North are monitoring. I have seen the graders there, and everything they're doing just to make sure that the people of Asin North also vote for the NPP. it saddens me that everything we do in this country is just to win an election.
Yeah.
So the very
you have a
president,
responsibility to your people for 4 years. You forgot about that
the
responsibility.
very president who said he's thinking about the next generation and not the next election. The evidence on the ground suggests otherwise, that this president and the administration are just thinking about the next election. After all, I've told you that, and I'm paraphrasing, Professor Adams said politics in Ghana is, getting into office. They're now deciding what people need in order to vote for you again. Then you do it for them, so they vote for you. So it's not about helping the people. You now decide, okay, this is what, if I do for you, you vote. So what do I do? If I impoverish you, and on the day of election, I give you 20 cities or 10 cities, you vote. The people of Kumewu, some of them were saying that yeah. That's the justification.
Are you? You are starting roofing here too. You are starting.
There's a story on my journal line. Kumewu roads construction. Residents unhappy with pace and quality of work. But you buy election roads, the standard is different too.
Yeah.
So of course they moved all the equipment there to start construction when they wanted your vote. And now that the thing is over and they've won, the pace has slowed down. People are unhappy about it. And I heard the roads minister speaking on this. I've got to tell you, look, there are some ministers in this government who you can't really listen to without, for your own safety, attaching your blood pressure monitor. So this man starts and he says, no. We didn't go there because look, who is a fool in this country? Who really is an idiot? Who doesn't understand? Like, who doesn't have eyes in their head? Kumewu needed these roads for a very long time.
Yeah.
Nobody bothered. And you see, the question that was put to him that he was answering, no, was whether or not the construction was done only for the by-election. He said no. It takes about 6 weeks to do procurement. Okay.
Are you looking for a new way to revise for your WASI? Then Joy Learning has everything you need in place. Yes, we are back with the 2023 revision show for SHS 3 learners. Don't worry, your favorite question of the day section wasn't left out. And you can engage with your facilitators during live TV lessons, ask questions, and get real-time feedback in the comfort of your own space. The 2023 revision show for SHS learners shows every Monday to Friday at 7:30 p.m. right here on Joy Learning. Joy Learning. Learning is so fun. Joy Learning. Keep learning.
7:15 on the Super Morning Show right here on Joy 99.7 FM. We're gearing up for a very big day indeed, and we're certainly interested in what happened to Professor Frimpong Boateng. Let's be clear, this arrest and bail happened almost a month ago. But we heard of it yesterday. That is also interesting. Did something happen yesterday that made this matter, rise to the top? Did something happen yesterday? You know, now a month ago when he was invited or arrested, he was directed. No, he wasn't invited. He was directed to attend the office of the special prosecutor.
Yes.
And when he got there, he was interviewed, aka interrogated. Following that, he was arrested and bailed.
Yeah.
Okay. And he was interrogated on his work as chair of the Interministerial Committee. Mm-hmm. The Office of the Special Prosecutor investigates corruption. Okay.
And
corruption-related offenses. They interviewed him on corruption and corruption-related offenses as regards his post as chair of the Interministerial Committee.
Which is a legitimate exercise. If you occupy public office, you're supposed to be accountable.
You have to be
at
accountable.
All times. That's without doubt.
Yes.
But you cannot take it away from those of us that are in the Republic of Ghana. And I've seen how people operate in the Republic of Ghana and how they sometimes use power in ways that are unfair, unjust, and in ways that suggest that we are victimizing
And
people.
this is something that the Office of the Special Prosecutor should be aware of.
Yeah.
They should be aware of the climate.
Yeah.
They should be aware of the sentiment around Galamsey.
Yeah.
And it's not just Professor Frimpong Boateng. That would have been enough. Bearing in mind his track record in this country, that would have been enough for the office to have dealt with this in a way that doesn't raise questions. Mm-hmm. Just who he is on that basis alone. But you add in the Galamsey fight and the state of things today and how people feel about this Galamsey menace, and they had an obligation to be even more tactful, even more open and informative. They should not let this matter bite them in the back. If this interview happened over a month ago, then we should have known about it long before now. Inviting Professor
they give us that detail, right?
Yes.
They'll issue a statement
Inviting
that
someone
today
like
we invited this gentleman.
Yes.
We've gone through this engagement with them. Sometimes even they fail, they even actually proceed to court and they do all of that.
Inviting someone like Professor Frimpong is not an everyday activity. Mm-hmm. It's not a routine activity. Inviting him at that time, at the height of that controversy around the report, is not an everyday thing. And you are an office that is tasked and charged with this kind of thing. That is your job, right? You are supposed to investigate such things. So if you are carrying out your mandate in that manner, there is no explanation of why you would not inform the public.
And again, you see,
you don't have to give us the details.
Now the onus is more on the investigating body to show proof that they are doing the normal duty expected of them
and not intimidating someone who the public thinks is exposing others.
Brilliant. So it's a very tight rope to run in this case. If you don't do it properly, regardless of the intention you have, the good intention of doing your job, you may be construed or misconstrued as doing something wrong and that you are just helping the establishment kill just another voice that is heavily opposed, especially when people have seen videos, they have heard of people, they have seen petitions go to relevant state institutions about specific people where evidence abounds are engaging in certain activities, and yet none of those state institutions, mindful of how powerful the people involved are, have been able to invite them. I hope you get my point.
Absolutely.
So people will know own businesses. People will know how their businesses are engaging in activities that have been flagged by government officials, by ministries, by investigative bodies. So and to the point that they have been openly somehow defended as no longer on the field. I see what they did previously can now be cancelled by no longer being on the field. If all of those people are wonderfully enjoying their freedom and enjoying the kind of serenity or probably basking in the power and continue with their role, and yet the person or people perceived to be the messiahs in the fight against Galamsey properly or improperly so.
Yeah.
I mean, you see, those optics are very real. So if you do not manage it properly, you get the impression being forced down your throat that, hey, you are just being used to yet again reduce, diminish another massive voice that is helping the country fight perhaps the most intractable canker we have on our hands today.
So look, the office could have completely avoided this perception.
Perhaps manage it better.
They could have certainly managed it better. Let me not say completely avoided, because some people will always think what they will think. But they could have managed it better so that it doesn't appear. It doesn't appear as if there are other motives for them doing what should be their job, their routine job. Okay, now,
because if there are 54 Frimpong Boatengs today with similar reports, with similar exposés, with similar thoughts about how to fight galamsey and who is not doing what and who is doing what, do we think by the last couple of days, months or weeks, the activities that have happened, they will be emboldened to come out? Will they be doing the calculations this morning? Will they be discussing with family whether it's an exercise worth it, whether it's a trouble worth taking for the collective good of this country? I mean, see, we should not dismiss some of these things because they are real. And that is how, if states and state institutions and related bodies aid people who have put themselves in harm's way merely to help us fight perhaps the biggest problem on our hands today, it is in our collective interest to at least support them.
All right. So you know that this happened 15th of May. And you know, in the letter it says that when Professor Frimpong Boating was directed to attend the office of the special prosecutor, he was told that he could bring lawyers.
Okay.
So some of our sources on both sides of that encounter, both the OSP side and the Frimpong Boating side, have confirmed that when he got to this meeting, he was first asked to provide information about all those that he had accused in his report.
Oh, I see.
Yes. That was what they first asked him to do. It was after that they then presented to him their documentation, which, based upon which they were accusing him of corruption and corruption-related offenses. Okay. So their evidence, if you will. And after that, he was then arrested and bailed. So you know when Professor Frimpong Boating says he was grilled for 2 hours, that was the content of the grilling according to our sources on both sides of the matter. But another interesting detail is that this investigation of the OSP is actually quite wide, because it started before the Frimpong Boating report became public. It's quite wide, so it affects some others. Charles Bissiou and Professor Frimpong Boating's son. So these are all people of interest in this OSP investigation, according to our sources. Interesting days ahead. So as we say, look, this is, I mean, I personally have no way of knowing who is innocent, who is guilty,
of course,
until a proper process determines so. But I can certainly see what is a good way of handling a national issue and a bad way of handling a national issue. As for that, I can see that. I am a national of Ghana, so I can see that. And this is not a good way of handling a national issue. But anyway, we'll interrogate this and more as it comes through on the Super Morning Show. Don't miss a moment of it today, dear. Apart from this, we also are very concerned about what is happening inside your body, your kidneys, and the danger that you might be under from activity that you haven't even realized is dangerous.
Wake up to joy, joy, joy. Sunshine and joy in the morning time. Yeah. Wake up to the Super Morning Show. Yeah. Wake up to joy.
All right, get Get ready to elevate your driving experience with a vehicle from Toyota Ghana. All right, for a limited time, the 1.4 litre Starlet, 1.8 litre Corolla Cross Adventure, and the 1.5 litre Rush come with a bundle promo. Okay, you get a discount, you get free comprehensive car insurance for a year, you get free home insurance for a year, free service for a year, and free starter fuel. Now, terms and conditions apply, so why don't you visit their showrooms in Accra, Tema, Kumasi, Tamale, Takwa, Takrady, or just call 0302 910 204. You can buy on credit as well through their partners. Toyota, superior quality. All right, here's what else you can do this morning. You can go to kingdomstoreonline.com and browse happily the wonderful products of Kingdom Books and Stationery. Pay for whatever you like with Momo and they will deliver to your home or office. If you're in Accra or Tema, you don't even pay for that delivery. Terms and conditions apply. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks. Yeah, times are hard. And one thing that is on everyone's mind these days is cash. Whether it's cash to pay bills or, for your kids' school fees or home improvement or maybe a building project, Societe Generale Ghana has got your back. The bank has launched the biggest loans campaign of the year. It's the Yatesu Loans campaign, and SG Ghana is offering amazingly discounted rates on their loans. Both customers and non-customers, including staff on the Controller and Accountant General's payroll, can enjoy access to heavily discounted loan rates. Yeah, they say nowhere cool, but SG Bank Ghana is here to lighten your financial burdens. Get a loan now by visiting any of the bank's 42 networked outlets or call their call center on 0302 214-314. As always, terms and conditions apply. Remember, the promo ends on the 7th of August 2023. Societe Generale Ghana. The future is you. All right, so what's on your mind? What do you want to do? Are you thinking of getting that project started or paying that rent or those fees for that course? Well, listen, I'll tell you how you can do that in just a moment, but not before I help you with some accounting difficulties, okay? Are you an accounting graduate with low self-confidence due to lack of practical accounting skills? Or maybe you're a tertiary accounting student, or you're practicing as an accounts officer, or you're an accountant who has been in a single role for years. You want to apply for a new position, or you're a non-accounting manager who wants to understand the prudent financial management practices. Well, listen, PFMT Consult is a solution. All right, a firm established by a group of professional accountants. They've set up a practical accounting training center which will equip you with all the practical accounting skills you need to boost your confidence. If you need accounting graduates with practical accounting skills to work with, or you're a business owner and you need accounting services, like system setups or final accounts prep, just call 0244 770754 or 0244 same number, 770754. PFMT Consult is at Klagon NDC along Nungwa Shaman Highway, and the next session starts on the 3rd of July 2023. Yeah, that's it. Now, the University of Ghana Business School is pleased to announce the opening of applications for their special postgraduate programs. If you're interested, you can choose from Executive Master of Business Administration programs, Weekend Master of Business Administration and Master of Public Administration programs, and 1-year master's programs. These are all available among a wide range of other options. If you're a potential applicant, you can visit the virtual information session, which is on Thursday, the 8th of June 2023. That's today at 4 p.m. All right. The link for the information session can be found on all University of Ghana Business School social media platforms. Okay, so look them up on social media and join this information session. If you want to know more, go to the University of Ghana Business School website, which is ugbs.ug.edu.gh. You can also call 050-158-1492 or 050-158-1493. Okay, they're waiting to be the solution to your dreams of further education. right, now I was telling you about, if your concerns of getting that project started, paying that rent, of those fees, or lamenting how to pay off that expensive loan and get a new one. Listen, First Atlantic Bank's payroll loan is your solution. As long as you're a government worker and your salary is paid by the Controller and Accountant General's Department, you can apply for a loan of up to 150,000 Ghana cedis for all of your pressing needs. So listen, go to any First Atlantic Bank branch near you today or dial *442*30# to apply and enjoy the lowest rates. Terms and conditions apply. First Atlantic Bank, refreshingly different. All right, let's talk about your car for a minute. A poorly maintained car engine can age faster, right? That's why the specially formulated quartz engine oil with age resistance technology from Total Energies is a godsend, all right? It's a breakthrough. It ensures optimal performance for your engine. It improves its protection against mechanical wear by up to 74%. Guys. Even under extreme temperatures and pressure. So listen, choosing Quartz from Total Energies is choosing the engine oil that keeps your engine running efficiently and effectively. Quartz, keep your engine younger for longer. All right, one more. Business, Infinite, Adishi, or Classic. Choose one. Pick a card. The Fantastic Four Republic Bank Visa credit cards will take you beyond Easter. Enjoy great discounts from their partner merchants, cashback rewards, global concierge services, access to over 1 million ATMs worldwide, all on the regular, a 2-day staycation at Aqua Safari, and loads of other prizes await you in the Republic Bank Tap for Easter and Beyond credit card promotion. Use your Republic Bank Visa credit cards for all payments. Live the soft life because Republic Bank has got you. New card holders are welcome. The promo ends on the 5th of June 2023, and this promo is regulated by the National Lottery Authority on the Caritas platform. Terms and conditions apply. Republic Bank, we're the one for you. All right, the Super Morning Show on Joy. Today we're talking Professor Frimpong Boateng and kidneys. Yeah, unrelated, but both equally important. Stay tuned for those. But right now, though, listen, the nutrition line is coming up and is brought to you by the Nestle, which offers good food for a good life.
Hello moms, your favorite Nestle Cerelac is looking for the next super style mom. You stand a chance to win your share of the $1,000 up for grabs. Yes, you heard right. Simply participate by sharing a 60-second video of yourself singing your own special lullaby to a predefined Cerelac tune in the Lullaby Mummy competition. Remember, your video must feature a Cerelac maize variant. Follow Baby and Me Ghana on Facebook and Instagram to be eligible to enter and win. Terms and conditions apply. This advert is FDA approved.
This is Nestle Nutrition Line. Nestle Nutrition Line is a public service program from Nestle Ghana Limited. Nestle Nutrition Line offers tips on good food for a good life. Now to your presenter.
Hello, good morning. How you feeling? Everything going well? Body, mind and soul? That's what I like to hear. I welcome you warmly to Nestle Nutrition Line. I'm Jackie Ankra, also known as Na Ajilisoa. On today's edition, we're talking about how to read food labels and understand expiration dates. Food labels are a great way to learn about the ingredients in a food product, its nutritional value, and how to store it safely. Expiration dates are one way to check the quality and safety of your food. They tell you how long the food will stay fresh and edible if stored properly or correctly. There are different types of expiration dates, such as best before, use by, sell by, and pack date. Best before dates indicate when the food will lose its peak quality, but it may still be safe to eat after that date. Use by dates indicate when the food should be consumed or discarded for safety reasons. Sell by dates indicate when the store should stop selling the product, but it may still be safe to eat after that date. Pack dates indicate when the food was packaged, but they do not tell you how long it will last. To make sure your food is safe to eat, you should always follow the storage instructions on the label and use your senses to check for signs of spoilage, such as changes in color, smell, texture, or taste. If in doubt, do not consume or purchase. This is all that time will allow for today, but I'll have my big eye on you, watching you and making sure you do only the things that are good for you, body, mind and soul. Please reach out, share your thoughts and ideas with us, and let's see how we can put them all together for a better experience. 0302 517 020 or 0302 211 880. Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Toll free 0800 12 0001. Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to midnight. On weekends and holidays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you would prefer to WhatsApp, SMS or call between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m., please try these numbers: 0593 845697, 0593 845649, 0593 845708. You can also email consumerservices@gh.nestle.com. Strike while the iron's hot. Strike while there's still time. Make hay. Whatever you're planning to do, whatever your goals, whatever your targets, this is the time. Make that move step by step. And you surely will succeed. Go out and shine. I'll be thinking of you. Shine and have a great day. Bye.
Hello, moms. Your favorite Nestle Cerelac is looking for the next superstar mom. You stand a chance to win your share of the $1,000 up for grabs. Yes, you heard right. Simply participate by sharing a 60-second video of yourself singing your own special lullaby to a predefined Cerelac tune in the Lullaby Mommy competition. Remember, your video must feature a Cerelac maize variant. Follow Baby and Me Ghana on Facebook and Instagram to be eligible to enter and win. Terms and conditions apply. This advert is FDA approved.
If home is where the heart is, then let's go home, shall we? Let's go where the entertainment is, where the passion is, where the laughter is, and sometimes even the tears too. Let's go where we feel safe enough to share our opinions.
And send tweets.
Where we do that embarrassing little dance to our favorite song. Let's go home where the love, the care, and the joy live.
There's no place like home. Connect your home to super fast internet with affordable data bundles from MTN Home. Visit broadband.mtn.com.gh or your My MTN app to sign up today. MTN.
Have you ever thought of the one that makes you complete? An escape from the clutches of interest charges. With the Standard Chartered Visa debit and credit cards, payments are completed at the speed of light, intertwined with interest-earning accounts. You also get unbelievable rewards every time you swipe. You have access to over 1,200 airport lounges worldwide, high credit limits of up to 100,000 Ghana cedis, and up to 50 days interest-free with our credit cards. You also get to enjoy full multi-trip travel insurance for 90 days. Fees discounted at your feet with our globally partnered merchant points. Bills are always settled, not battled. Get the Standard Chartered debit and credit card now. Call toll-free on 0800 740 100 or 0302 740 100 or reach us via email on feedback.ghana@sc.com. Standard Chartered, here for good.
1xBet Jackpot is here with weekly massive prizes up for grabs. All you have to do is place your bets on any sports game and stand a chance to win. Simply register at 1xbet.com.gh. Use promo code JackpotGhana and place your bets. 1xBet is your key to great victories. Feel like a winner. 1xBet.
Gambling can be addictive. Bet responsibly. Not for person under 18 years. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission.
Kickstart your day the safe and right way with a freshly brewed cup of piping hot coffee from Shell Bakery or Vida E Cafe. Reconnect and catch up with friends and unwind over cheesy burger goodness during your lunch break at Burger King. Relax this evening with drinks and meals at Honeysuckle and Starbites.
Relax and enjoy the perfect weekend plan filled with fun, food, and family at KFC, Burger King, or Starbites.
Refuel your energy at Shell and let your adventure drive you on this road trip.
Take a break at any of our Shell stations and enjoy any of these great offers from our partner restaurants. Shell, go well.
Yeah, I'm on for dressing like twins. Raymond and Fentwizzles.
Yeah.
What's going on? What's the occasion?
How are you doing, my brother?
It's raining.
Yeah.
Raymond has had this jacket for the past 2 years. He's not found cold weather to wear it. Then the rain has brought itself.
Yes.
So he's making sure he wears it today.
Yes.
If he continues like this, tomorrow he will bring winter jacket.
Yeah. The way things are going, we should expect snow tomorrow.
That's the point.
Yeah.
So winter jacket he bought 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He wanted to go to Europe and they bounced him.
That's true.
So that's his excuse.
Yeah.
Daddy Lumba, what's yours?
My brother, I'm sharing your story.
All right, as always on the Super Morning Show, birthday messages are brought to you by MTN. Everywhere you go. Bank of Africa, the African bank with global reach. Bank of Africa, as strong as a group, as close as a partner. And Niche Confectionery. Niche chocolate drink is made with Ghana's finest wholesome cocoa. Niche chocolate is full of delicious goodness, enriched with vitamins and minerals. Niche, taste of Ghana. So help me God. Right, who's kicking it off?
Today is the birthday of Celine Aminata Mahmood. And Kojo, she's a very wonderful listener of this particular show. And also to Edmond Ampofo. Edmond is in Obuasi. He doesn't do galamsey.
Amen.
Yes, he was not in the pit when
Why?
He's a diligent.
This feels like a dig against me and my former barber.
Yes,
Okay, I've got one
he's
here.
a diligent nurse in Obuasi. Yes.
All right, happy birthday to Pastor Richard Obiri of Positive Gospel Church International, the branch pastor in charge of the Banana Inn Assembly. We love and cherish you. This is from Akosia Praise and Israel. Spencer Forsen.
Okay. Now, there's one that I need to send strongly out to the former executive director of Amnesty International in Ghana, Akoto Boafo. You would know him, right? He was very, very active in those days on that front.
Okay.
Yes. So that's
happy birthday to him.
Yeah, it's his birthday today too.
All right. Another one here. A special happy birthday wish to Rodrika Jemfi in the US. And this is from your entire family and friends. The message to you is, with our sincere love and joyfulness, we dearly wish you a happy, wonderful birthday filled with unlimited joy, loaded with amazing opportunities and overdosed with good health. Happy birthday.
All right, I've got a bunch of them here. Let me see how quickly I can get through them. Glorious birthday, happy birthday to Lady Betty Tekumadu, First Lady of the Full Gospel Church International at Spintex. It's from Emmanuel Tekumadu and son, and from the entire membership. This one is to Madam Deaconess Juliana Boache of First Baptist Church, Tema. The children, Mrs. Angela Obudai, Fraser Jenkins, Ama, and the grandchildren, home and abroad, wish their mother a happy birthday. This one says is the birthday of Mrs. Agatha Tsibu, Academic Registrar of Ghana Christian International School. Happy birthday to you. And it's from Nana Kweku Nto Afum, Year 12 student of GCIHS in Dodowa. All right, we've done Madam Deaconess Juliana Boache already, haven't we?
Yep.
This one says, today is the birthday of Mrs. Agatha Tsibu. Oh, I'm going over them now. Happy and blessed 60th birthday to Edmund Ajay, a.k.a. Ajay Paddy, proprietor of Palitech Company Limited in Somenya. And happy and blessed birthday to Ni Ayite Tete, founder of JFC Football Academy. All right, so there we go. And the Joy Sports Center is brought to you by MTN. Everywhere you go.
That's right.
Standard Chartered Bank.
Here for good.
Allianz Life Insurance. We secure your future. And 1xBet, your reliable bookmaker. All right, good news now for small to medium scale business owners with SME Plus from MTN. You get to manage all your operational costs in communication. The service allows you to choose from affordable packages. You get talk time, SMS, data, and business content, as well as free on-net calls every Monday from 7 a.m. till 7 p.m., all bundled into one subscription. Just dial *5060# to sign up today. WhatsApp or call 0244 308 111 for more information, and stay connected everywhere you go. All right, if you need a corporate business, if you lead a corporate business, a global subsidiary, or you run the affairs of a small or medium enterprise, as a key decision maker, you are blessed because StanChart knows what you want to make payments seamlessly and access real-time transaction data, whether you're at work or on the go. Standard Chartered provides the digital key to help unlock your business potential. That key is Straight to Bank. It's a single-access, end-to-end digital platform that helps you manage the needs of your business on the go. You can view transactions, pay your bills, partners, and government institutions through Ghana.gov. You can facilitate real-time payments and collections with the latest encryption technology and security. Elevate your banking experience today with Straight to Bank, the award-winning digital banking platform powering payroll, cash management, trade, and securities by Standard Chartered Bank. You can always bank on them. You can email premierservice.gh@sc.com to sign up today.
That's right. And one of the world's largest betting companies, 1xBet, is always looking for new ways to reward its players and deliver new promotions to engage as many customers as possible. This time, the bookmaker launched the Jackpot of the Week promotion, allowing registered players to enjoy the chance to have a share of the weekly jackpot amount. All the terms and conditions are available on the promotion page. Give your luck a chance. Sign up with 1xBet today and use the promo code JJackpot to receive an incredible 300% bonus of up to 2,650 Ghana cedis.
Repeat after me. EduFlex.
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 Educational flex?
Yes, like what my Facebook friend Yoni Addison is doing with her new master's degree. Yes, EduFlexing. Right. Listen, but it's also an amazing product from the Allianz Group, okay? EduFlex Plan is a savings plan that provides additional financial security by helping you meet that educational goal you've set for your children. Now, this plan ensures that your child's education continues no matter the circumstances life may bring your way. One major advantage is the 15% cashback benefit. Okay, so if you've maintained an active policy for the last 2 years without a claim, you will be rewarded with a 15% cashback of the total insurance premium you have paid. Wow. So this year, over 430 customers will enjoy that benefit, enjoy the superior benefits while securing your future. Let's talk more on 0308 249090. Allianz Life. We secure your future.
Yes, and we have to do this from Raymond Labi.
Okay, listen to this. It says, I met my wife, Elise Ochridakon, Advance Ghana, and she mesmerizes me. And I call her my princess. We got married, and she poured sugar into my cocoa. I renamed her Sugar.
Hey.
Or Shoe. Now she has an alias, Nadromo Miami. Nadromo Miami. As she has blessed me with our bundle of joy. Elise, blessed birthday and remain my sugar babe forever. This is from Raymond Labi.
Chief HR. I talking GHR will fire if you don't do this
from
thing.
Raymond Labi and Rayan Yolanda Nadromo Koshi Labi.
Hey, Raymond is okay. It's okay. Raymond Labi.
I've earned my salary.
Happy birthday to Mrs. Raymond Labi. And good morning to all of you. Welcome aboard to the Joy Sports Center with me, Tahir Fento. Coming up this morning, West Ham in seventh heaven.
One-on-one hits the shot and finds the back of the net, and the offside flag stays down, and the West Ham fans go absolutely berserk. All of the West Ham substitutes, the coaching staff, come tearing onto the field.
They've done it. West Ham
Yes, Moyes did it in his first European final in 25 years to hand West Ham their first European title since 1860. We have a review of the UEFA Conference League final. But also in this bulletin,
he's playing phenomenal. I think the whole playoff, and we're just following him, like I said, and he's really good leader.
Nikola Jokic goes off as the Denver Nuggets down Miami Heat for a 2-1 series lead in the NBA Finals. Elsewhere too,
the Goro boys of Ghana football are RFAs.
That's right, from being labelled a Goro boy of the GFA, former Western Regional FA chairman Kojo Yanka accuses current FA president Kete Kreku of being a divisive figure as he launches his bid to replace him. But first, 3 Black Stars players have been nominated for the Football of the Year award for the 5th edition of the Ghana Football Awards. Last year, Strasbourg defender Alexander Djiku beat off competition from Thomas Partey, Daniel Amate and Mohamed Salisu and goalkeeper Jojo Wallacott to win the prestigious award. But he will be unseated as Ghana's reigning Football of the Year, but one of Mohamed Kudus, Abdul Salis Samed and Joseph Pencil. Daniel Odro is the spokesperson of the award scheme.
To break it down, there was actually a tie, which meant that there was another round of voting to break the tie. Mohamed Kudus and Joseph Pencil were pretty much overwhelming favorites in the first 2 slots. However, there was a tie between Thomas Partey, Osman Bukari, Samed Salis, and Ernest Nuama, if I'm not mistaken. And so there had to be another round of voting to select the final spot and slot for that category. In time past, sometimes would expand the shortlist to maybe 5. But this year, the board wanted it to be very competitive, so they wanted it to be only 3 shortlisted players. And so Joseph Pencil, Mohamed Kudus, and then Saleh Samed.
All right, no Hasselhoek or Kotoko players were nominated for the Home-Based Player of the Year award. Ghana Premier League top scorer Abednego Tete listed nominees: Hafiz Konkoni of Bechem United, Accra Lions' Seydou Bassett, Midiamus Vincent Atenga, and Samson Eduku of Tamale City are this year's nominees. Meanwhile, there's no place for Sevilla and Moroccan goalkeeper Yacine Bono, who saved 2 penalties to hand Sevilla a 7th Europa League title and hand Jose Mourinho a first European final defeat. In the African Football of the Year nominees from the Ghana Football Awards, Nigeria's record-breaking striker Victor Osimhen and Algeria's Riyad Mahrez, who could win the treble with Man City this weekend, are on the list together with Liverpool's Mohamed Salah.
The Goro boys of Ghana football are RFAs. I'm coming. The RFAs, they kill what he's saying, they kill all of what he's saying. No coach in any region in Ghana here. No coach, we are not playing.
That's King Faisal, chairman Alhaji Gruza, accusing Kojo Yanka, then RFA chairman for the Western region, of being a GFA errand boy, otherwise known in Ghanaian parlance as a Goro boy. It was in September 2019, a month before the elections, we saw Kete Kreku take over the reins as GFA president. Yanka lost his RFA chairmanship then, but 4 years on, he's back, this time looking to become the next GFA president. He declared his intention earlier this week and has gone straight for the juggernaut, accusing Kete Kreku of destroying the unity within the Ghana football community.
When he was elected, he said something, and a lot of the football people were not happy. And up to now, he said he cannot work with his enemies. And a lot of the football people are not happy. Because of that, people are not even interested in going to the FA. So that disunity is happening now.
Alright, so that's Kojo Yanka. Let's do boxing now. Ghana's Black Bombers, they look set to miss out on the African Boxing Championships, which is less than a week away. The Ghana Boxing Federation informed Joy Sports the Ministry of Youth and Sports agreed to fund $70,000 bill for the African Championships, but with only 6 days left for Cameroon to host the tournament, it seems the ministry has had a change of heart. Jojo F. Singh is the Boxing Federation's communications director.
We are supposed to live on the 10th. The minister assured us, but when we did a follow-up, he said that no, the ministry's priority now is to fund qualifications. That's qualification to major tournaments like the Olympics, those major competitions, all disciplines across board. But we were able to dialogue with the Director General of National Sports Authority to convince him that it's a preparatory ground for us to test the readiness of the boxers to meet their other African opponents who they are going to meet at the Africa Olympic qualifying in Senegal. So there was an assurance earlier on. But for now, they changed their focus and priority.
All right, Joe Jeffson there. No such problems for Ghana's under-20 women's national team, though. The Black Princesses, they've been giving a bye in the first round of qualifiers for the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup next year. There are 4 rounds of qualifiers overall. 35 countries have been confirmed for the draw, which will take place at the headquarters of the Confederation of African Football at 11 a.m. this morning. The Princesses, who are chasing a record 7th consecutive appearance at the tournament, will join the race in the second round, where 32 countries will be battling for just 2 slots from Africa. Let's continue with some basketball in the NBA. Jokic became the first player in NBA history to record 30-plus points, 20-plus rebounds, and 10-plus assists in a finals game. In the Denver Nuggets Game 3 win over Miami Heat, Jokic finished with 32 points, 21 rebounds, and 10 assists.
He's playing phenomenal. I think the whole playoff, and we're just following him, like I said, and he's really good leader.
Jokic instead choosing to praise Jamal Murray despite his amazing performances. Elsewhere, Lionel Messi had a more lucrative offer from Saudi Arabian side Al Hilal, while a return to Barcelona became an impossibility because of financial fair play limitations. The Miami deal includes collaboration from brands like Adidas and Apple, and this will be the first time Messi plays outside of Europe. So, of course, inside, residents are hyped.
People are excited. They showed in the arena, they showed the message about Messi joining Miami, and also other journalists from Miami were excited, had posts and were talking about that. So yes, you can feel the excitement. When they showed Messi's picture in the arena, everybody was cheering. So yeah, the Miami Herald was calling this one of the biggest days for Miami for 2 things, not only the basketball game but also the Messi news. So yes, a lot of excitement.
All right, that's Valeria Rubino. She's a journalist in Miami. She spoke to the BBC there. Inter Miami are also weighing up the prospects of signing Messi's former international teammate Angel Di Maria. Inter Miami, as you remember, of course, owned by David Beckham. More on football. West Ham ended their 43-year wait for a major trophy as Gerard Bowen scored a last-minute goal to beat Fiorentina and win the Europa Conference League in Prague. Here's Declan Rice, their captain.
Honestly, absolutely everything. Absolutely everything. I think you can see everyone here. Do you know what? Tonight, the lads have been so on it. We had a real belief. But I'm not only just happy for us, the manager. I'm happy for these fans and also all the staff you can see behind.
That's Declan Rice there. The winning European trophy, of course, means absolutely everything to them. Before we go, tennis. French Open defending champion Iga Swiatek beat Coco Gauff 6-4, 6-2 to maintain her dominance over the American teenager. This year's quarter-final defeat to Swiatek is a repeat of the 2022 matchup where Gauff lost in the final. And that's all the sports this morning on the Joy Sports Center. My name is Fentu Tahiru Fentu. There's more sports on our website, myjoyonline.com/sports. Back to you, Kojo.
Back to me. Thank you, Fentwizzles. We appreciate you very much. And, look at the time. It's flying. It's time for Food for Thought. Brought to us by Rover Man Productions. Be the difference. And Uncle Ibu White joins us via Zoom. Uncle Ibu, good morning.
Good morning, Mischief.
This name, dear. What can I pay to avoid it?
How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you, Uncle Ibu. How are you?
Why are you not asking how much you have to pay to avoid the second one?
Because this one is good for the branding.
The title of my next play is out.
Please, what is it?
Is I like what you like.
Hey. Uncle, are you sure?
Am I sure of what?
That you like what I like.
I like what you like.
Hey. Sir?
But next week I'll talk more about it.
Okay.
Kojo, in 1984, I needed to travel to Tamale for a project. Those were the days before regular commercial local flights. And the only way to make the journey was by road. My boss, an expatriate, informed me that he was hosting 3 missionaries in his home for the night, and they would be leaving at dawn for Tamale with their 4-wheel drive. And so if I wanted, I could catch a lift from them. The only condition was that I would have to be in his house before 4 a.m. because the missionaries would be taken off at that time. Fortunately for me, the distance between my house and his was just about 4 kilometers. And so by 3:45 a.m., I was at his gate. He opened the door for me to come in and introduced me to his guests, that is, those who were going to give me the lift. When they were ready to depart, the guests went to the wife of my boss and thanked her profusely for her hospitality. And then they asked her for their bill. She opened a notebook in which she had recorded their stay, and the billing went as follows. Accommodation, $X per night. One of them said, "Oh, I stayed two days." And the other said, "Oh, I stayed for 3. And the woman calculated the number of days by the rate. Then it was on to food. Breakfast had this price. Lunch and supper were a bit higher than breakfast. And snacks and coffee and tea also had their rates. Each of the guests volunteered the number of meals they had taken and so on. The calculations were detailed, and the guests participated in the billing fully and gladly. When it was done, each of them paid their bills, and they did so with such joy and such happiness. They kept thanking she and her husband for their hospitality and left with joy, promising that they will be passing through again on their way from Tamale. As a Ghanaian who had been hosted by people and who had hosted people over the years, I was shocked by what I was witnessing. It had never occurred to me to charge any of the people to whom Florence and I had extended hospitality. At any rate, I wouldn't know how to bill anyone for staying overnight in my house. I thought of how a Ghanaian would take being asked to pay bills for being hosted by a family in Ghana. I thought of how they would go and report having to pay for the accommodation and meals. Never mind that the bill you give them would be about 10% of how much they would have had to pay at a hotel or a guest house. I realized that for these missionaries and these expatriates, having a safe, comfortable, and home-like environment to stay in meant a lot to them, and that it came at a cost considerably less than what they would have had to pay at a hotel was deeply appreciated by them. It occurred to me that I was witnessing a very different culture from mine at play here. My boss and his wife, an English couple, the 3 missionaries, a Canadian and 2 Americans, belonged to a culture where nobody was dependent on another. They came from a culture where value is given to everything and no one took anything for granted. Their culture respected individuality and your privacy, but also allowed you to be independent. And that meant that if you hosted me for the night, I had to contribute to the cost of your hosting me. Their culture valued resources, and everyone was careful to live within their means. I, on the other hand, as a Ghanaian, belong to a culture that wanted everything for free, a culture that frowned on independence and encouraged dependency, a culture of patronage, a culture of entitlement in which we expect that people would help us just because we need the help. And we have no intention of making up for the help we receive. In a Ghanaian culture, calling on a relative or a friend without notice is normal, and that person cannot complain that you have inconvenienced him or her. In the Ghanaian culture, if you called on a friend or a relative and he's at table with his family, he is expected to invite you for the meal and to make provision for you. The question of whether there is enough for you does not arise. The fact that we did not know that you will be passing through, and so we did not make provision for you, does not arise. You are here, and we are at table, and the right thing to do is to offer to serve you. It is up to you to decline the offer, but we have no choice but to make the offer. And we are not expected to complain that you have inconvenienced us. Oh, and if you want to decline the offer, you have to come up with very good excuse, or it will be taken as an offense. You see this culture at play, especially at funerals. When my mother died, the family descended on Sas and Treso, and most of them came with nothing. A few came with fried fish and fanti kenke, and that was it. At one time, there were as many as 30 people, some with their children, who were being hosted morning, afternoon, and evening. And that meant breakfast, lunch, and supper, and snacks in between. And Kojo, the funeral was 2 weeks away. I did not complain about the burden because I am a child of this culture, and I knew that even though their presence took a heavy toll on the budget for the funeral, they had come to mourn with us, and we had to appreciate that gesture. In our culture, you don't count the cost, you count the people. You don't worry about the money, you concern yourself with building the community. But in the culture of my English boss and his guests, everything is carefully planned and costed. And so, if you called on a family at table without notice, you have not done what is right. In the first place, why would you even call on them without prior notice? Secondly, they have made their budget for the week, and because they did not know you were going to pass through, they did not include you in the budget. And so, you would either have to be turned away, or you would have to understand that you are not part of the meal because they did not know you were coming. Two cultures, one in which everything is planned and costed, and another where everything is fluid and relaxed. One in which personal space is respected, and the other where your space is my space, your house is my house, your meal is my meal, your matter is my matter. And so, in our culture, our culture creates the environment in which the rules do not work and interference is normal. The result? Not much works, especially if it affects the interests of a friend or a family member. Of course, there are strengths and weaknesses for both cultures, but I wonder, is it not about time to rethink some of our cultural values and practices? I'm just asking, Kojo. I'm just asking.
Uncle Ebo. You know, when you see how other people do things, it makes you wonder why we never question our own practices.
Yeah. You're right.
We just never question them. When your birthday is coming, suddenly there is a cost implication on you. So
yes,
as many people as you know and are friends with, you must somehow treat them on your birthday.
Yes.
I've never understood the economics of that, but it's a cultural thing that we seem to have adopted.
Oh, Kojo, that is not even the issue. When you invite people, they think it is they are doing you a favor by bringing other people along.
Oh.
So you can plan a party for, let's say, 50 people and end up with 300, Kojo.
Because we're dumb.
Yeah. Oh, yes. So it's, have you heard? Oh, Kojo is having a party. Oh, come, let's go.
Fantastic.
And Kojo, you must smile when you see us at your gate.
Anyway, we'll get there. Thank you so much, Uncle Ebo. Food for Thought returns next week, Monday. But in the meantime, Roverman Productions, in partnership with Joy FM and the National Theatre, is preparing to excite you again with another brand new and hilarious play. You heard the title, I Like What You Like. Hey. It's on from the 7th until the 16th of July at the National Theatre. Fridays at 7 p.m., that's one show only. Saturdays 4 and 8 p.m., that's two shows. And then on Sundays 1 p.m., 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. That's 3 shows in one day. That's the Roverman 123. You can't miss a play. It's 150 Ghana cedis to get you into any of them. Tickets are available now via callback short code *365 *535 #. You can also visit the Roverman Productions pages on Facebook and Instagram, or just call 050 554 6010. You can also WhatsApp 050 554 6030 for inquiries. The sponsors are Gino Tomato Mix, Ebony Condoms, and GCB Bank PLC. The communications partner is M Notify. Buy your Roverman Q2 tickets now. Roverman Productions. Be the difference. All right, let's do the business minute. Coming a bit late this morning. Apologies. It's by Consolidated Bank Ghana, CBG. We stand with you, and MacDan Aviation, your dependable private aviation solution.
Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you. Ghana's program with the IMF is expected to be formally reviewed in November this year. This was captured in a document giving more details about the country's program with the fund. The Ghana Hotels Association is accusing the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission of acting in bad faith after categorizing it under commercial users in the latest water billing structure. The association argues the PRC ignored its concerns after engagement to review high water tariffs. Some oil marketing companies and bulk oil distributors have backed out of government's Good for Oil program. The oil firms withdrew from the program due to unresolved concerns. And Sir Ivan Menezes, chief executive of the world's biggest spirits company Diageo, has died, aged 63. The Guinness and Johnny Walker maker said he passed away following a brief illness with his family at his side. And that's the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you.
Are you an SME business owner? A school, a hospital, a church, a club, or an association? At CBG, they understand that every cedi counts when you're working to grow your business. And that is why they have designed the interest-bearing business account that gives you true value for money. CBG Business Plus account offers you attractive interest rates, access to checkbooks, USSD banking, local and international cards, alerts, internet banking, the CBG mobile app, CBG money voucher platform, and top-notch relationship management. Walk into any of their 114 branches across the country to get your Business Plus account today. For more information, why don't you call CBG on 0302 216 000. Email info@cbg.com.gh or just go to cbg.com.gh. They are on all social media handles, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Terms and conditions apply. CBG, we stand with you.
You know, I still haven't told my husband. I'm afraid of his reaction.
Oh, I thought you said you would try to disclose your HIV positive status to him on your birthday.
I wanted to, but never got round to it. It just did not seem like the right time to say it.
Don't you want him to go and test to know his status too?
Of course I do. I am just afraid of his reaction. I am afraid he will walk out on me and quit the marriage.
But you can't be too sure of that.
You know, the other day, when he heard HIV in the news, he referred to it as a bad disease. And I know a couple of people whose partners deserted them because they tested positive for HIV.
But it is also important for him to test for HIV and start antiretroviral medication if he is HIV positive.
So what should I do now?
Why don't we ask your HIV counselor at the facility for advice? Come on, let us call her and find out how best to disclose your HIV status to your husband and also get him to test for HIV.
This message is brought to you by Ghana AIDS Commission.
A bank that supports you, a bank that cares for you. Hand in hand, we stand with you. So lift your head up, big dreams are waiting. We'll walk with you wherever you go. Where all your dreams come alive, CBG will make you smile. We will rise with you. Your business will flourish. Your name will stand out. Consolidated Bank, CBG. We stand with you. Super Morning Show.
Coffee in your cup. Enjoy on the
important show. All right, two big things on our minds today. Professor Frimpong Boateng's arrest and bail. And of course, the exclusive interview he granted to Evans Mensah last night on PM Express. And then, of course, we are concerned about what's happening in our bodies and the situation with our kidneys in particular. These kidneys are so important to your well-being. Without them, you are just poisoning your body every day. But guess what? We are damaging those kidneys, those life-saving kidneys, with some of the practices that some of us may not even realize are bad. When you look at the statistics, the numbers, and the speed at which the problem is deteriorating, you will be alarmed. So you need to be aware. You need to be educated so that you can stay safe. We're doing exactly that for you today on the Super Morning Show. Now, we want your questions, anything at all you've ever wanted to know about kidney disease. Use the hashtag JoySMS. Send them through, and we will get you answers. Also, we're about to play you some excerpts from that conversation that Professor Frimpong Boateng had with Evans Mensah. Did you watch it last night? What did you think of it? Use the hashtag JoySMS. Talk to us, and we will share your views with the world. Social media messaging on the Super Morning Show is brought to you by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, and the Ghana AIDS Commission. Test to know your HIV status and take steps to protect your health. It's also brought to you by Number 10 Liver Salt, a refreshing relief, and GTP, Life Styled. All right, now, does your existing salaried account give you more? Is your salary in the right account? Well, don't worry about it any longer. The EcoBank salary account is here to help you. Open an EcoBank salary account today and enjoy free life insurance, which covers temporary and permanent total disability, critical illness, hospitalization, retrenchment, and death. With the EcoBank salary account, you have the ability to save as you spend. Free debit card, access to loans, and more. The best part is you stand the chance of doubling your salary in the EcoBank Double Salary Promotion Reloaded between now and the end of July. So open an EcoBank salary account and watch the magic happen. All right, please beware of scammers who may contact you and offer this same product. Always visit an EcoBank branch or call EcoBank toll free on 0800 00 3225 for further details on the EcoBank salary account and the EcoBank Double Salary Promotion Reloaded. Terms and conditions apply. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Yeah, this one, Gargantuan account.
Why are you running?
It's all about the EcoBank salary account.
EcoBank salary account. Why? You gonna make me fly?
I promise it will make your pockets rise. The salary account comes with many incredible benefits like free life insurance, which covers permanent total disability, critical illness, hospitalization, temporal disability, retrenchment, and death. Also save while you spend, access loans, get free debit cards, and the chance to double your salary and more in the EcoBank Double Salary Promo Reloaded. It's starting from this May to July 31st, 2023. And there are so many other consolation prizes to be won.
Hey, no wonder my hand was itching. This is the perfect account for my salary.
So go ahead, open an EcoBank salary account today. You also stand a chance to win more than double your salary from 1st of May to the 31st of July in the EcoBank Double Salary Promo Reloaded. Terms and conditions apply. This promo is under the supervision of the National Lottery Authority under the Caritas Lottery Platform. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
All right, welcome back. And today on Big Stories, Professor Frimpong Boateng is on our mind. It has now become public knowledge that he was arrested and bailed on the 15th, I believe, of May. So almost a month ago, actually, when this was following his his direction to attend at the office of the special prosecutor. We've seen the letter that was sent to him. You remember he actually spoke to the public, or he communicated with the public at the time when he was going in. It suggests that he certainly didn't want it to be a secret that he was going into the office of the special prosecutor. I wonder why he felt it was important to inform everyone that he was on his way there. Although he characterized it as an invitation, but of course the letter shows that he was directed to attend as a person of interest in an ongoing corruption investigation.
Yeah, frankly, it doesn't point out much to me. Professor Frimpong Boateng, with all his competences, is not an extraordinary person in law. So the look and feel of an invitation it may not be the most important point. But as to why he would put it out there, I think it's not paranoia. It's actually the thinking that, listen, I've taken on the powers that be, and I ought to be extra vigilant and careful. And many people believe that in this country, being open and letting the public back you every step down the line may be your best defense at all times. You get my point? So I suspect that might influence his thinking on this matter. That if I tell the people that, see, well, I'm going into the OSP, I'll cooperate with them fully. I remember that's what we were told, that we'll cooperate with them fully. Then subsequently it is made known to the public. It might raise questions, but in the minds of if it were you, you will think relevant state agencies may be used against me.
Yeah.
And so let me be careful how I engage them. At least let the people know that this is what's currently happening. Because historically, we've had difficulties like that. People who have been deemed to, let me use the Domile, for example. At some point, I'm unsure what the investigation was supposed to be, but he was being investigated for virtually everything. From the age to the nationality to basically all the work he has done in office procurement that he was unrelated to. He was being investigated by different bodies for different reasons. And it was just because he had taken on the powers that be. So anybody in that category, the presumption will be that, yes, if you put yourself up, you should expect like the system will fight back. But I hope it's not to be construed or to be understood as when you believe that this thing I'm doing is supposed to be the right thing, you have to face a lot of opposition to the point that it becomes a disincentive to other people. So I'm sure that's why he's putting everything out there in his own defense and for his own preservation, because of the position he finds himself. Because today you can be the darling boy of an administration, tomorrow you can be its number one enemy, depending on the things you do between yesterday and today. I hope you get the point.
Yep.
The understanding there is that government and people in government in our part of the world is more into the preservation of their power, making sure that they continue in that space, that certain people are not what they call muddied, or certain people are not seen to be doing wrong. To preserve that, anybody can be thrown under the bus.
Yeah.
And you could be first black open heart surgeon. It wouldn't matter. Of course, but I mean, the rule of law insists that the law is no respecter of persons.
Indeed.
So no matter who you are, you can be subjected to the process.
Yeah.
But to test a country's democratic credentials, if an investigative body take the view that Raymond Akwa has done this, if it is their considered opinion that we suspect Raymond Akwa in connection with that, the processes leading from the invitation or the summoning straight out to the day he gets his day in court, would that also be fair, just, and a process that is properly established in law? That is what most of us expect of everybody, so that we do not use the powers that we have in various ways, even our discretion, which 296 says should be fair, candid, and reasonable. We do not abuse those spaces because somebody is saying something that the state does not agree with. In fact, the thinking around constitutionalism is that you should have a limited government that does not have all of its tentacles all over the place, that's actually abusing everybody's rights for its collective good. That is why we seek to put some of these restraints in place. So that is where the line ought to be drawn. Nobody is opposed to the man's what they call invitation or whatever someone he's gone through.
Right.
We just hope this is not witch hunting.
Okay. And very important point made. We will be bringing you excerpts of his interview with Evans Mensah on the Super Morning Show. But first, we've got someone rather special on the line. We've got a minister on the line about something important happening this week that you need to participate in. We'll tell you about it in a moment. First, though, big stories on the Super Morning Show are brought to you by Vodafone. Further together, Latex Foam, your partner for life, and Belmonte by CPL Developers, the ultimate luxury experience. Not forgetting Access Bank, your number one remittance bank. Access Bank, more than banking. Now, if you're looking for the best value data and voice offers, look no further. Vodafone has unbeatable deals made just for you. To enjoy these amazing Vodafone offers, just dial star 530 hash and get onto any of Vodafone's Made For Me bundles. For as little as 1 Ghana cedi, Vodafone Made For Me has got just what you need. This offer is specially made for you. Just dial star 530 hash or visit my Vodafone app to subscribe. Vodafone. Further together. All right. I said we've got a minister on the line. Let me tell you what it's all about. In 2021, under the leadership of the president, the Green Ghana project was launched as part of an aggressive afforestation or reforestation program to restore the lost cover of Ghana and to contribute to the global efforts to fight climate change. Now, the maiden edition of Green Ghana Day was observed on the 11th of June, my birthday, 2021, during which over 7 million tree seedlings were planted from an initial target of 5 million. And in 2022, an ambitious target of 20 million seedlings were planted on the 10th of June. This year's edition was officially launched by the Asantehene Otumfuo Osei Tutu II at the Great Hall of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Kumasi, on Wednesday, the 17th of May, 2023, under the theme, Our Forests, Our Health. So that means it's coming up again, and we are quite privileged to have with us the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Mr. Samuel Abu Jinapor. Mr. Jinapor, what a pleasure. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, my good friend Kuziwa, and good morning to your listeners. Very, very good to have you.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's happening again. Last year, you actually planted over 20 million seedlings. How are those seedlings doing?
Well, happily, they are doing quite well. The Forestry Commission's report suggests that the first edition, which is the 2021 edition, there is an 80% plus survival rate. Last year, we planted about 27 million trees, and the report they have so far suggests that it's 70% plus survival rate. So I think by and large, the survival rate is encouraging. The reason why we've downgraded the number of seedlings we are planting this year from 20 to 10 is so that the Forestry Commission with resources will be freed up a bit so that the issue of monitoring can be enhanced.
That's a great plan. So tell us, when are we doing this year's planting day. And how many seedlings are we targeting?
First of all, we are planting tomorrow. The president will kickstart the nationwide exercise from the campuses of the University of Ghana. The Vice Chancellor of the University of Ghana is hosting the president at 8 a.m., where the president will plant the commemorative tree, which will signal the beginning of the nationwide planting. As you know, the Speaker of Parliament is suspending Parliament today, so members of Parliament can go to their constituencies to plant. He himself will be planting. The Chief Justice, we don't have one now, but otherwise the Chief Justice should be planting, and by that I mean the judiciary will be planting. Asante will be planting in Kumasi. The Yana will plant. The Chief Imam will be planting, and Kojo will be planting. And all of us should be planting.
That's brilliant. Okay, tell us about the target. How many seedlings are we aiming to plant?
10 million seedlings. You will find the seedlings at the various offices of the Forestry Commission, various offices of the MMDAs, which is the district assemblies, as well as designated picking points like malls, so Accra Mall, Achimota Mall. In fact, we will even have some people on the street distributing seedlings. What we just crave the indulgence of the general population that when you pick a seedling, it's absolutely important that you plant it. And that is not enough. You are required, respectfully, to also nurture the tree to maturity. That is the only way we can restore the lost forest cover of our country.
What's the target? How many do we want to plant this year?
10 million trees.
Okay, that seems like a downward revision of targets from 20 million last year, doesn't it?
Yes, it is indeed. It is indeed. And as I said, and as I sought to explain, we want to free up the logistics and resources of the Forestry Commission a little bit, to allow them to ramp up their monitoring efforts. Because the most important thing is for the trees to survive. The two editions, 2021-2022, is giving us some 30 million trees. This is going to give us another 10 million. We are hoping we'll exceed our target. The more the trees, the more difficult it is to monitor, and the more resources you require to monitor, and which is why we've downgraded the targets to allow them, to enable them, give them space to be able to monitor.
Now, if you just joined us, we're talking to Mr. Samuel Abu Jinapor. He's the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. And this is all ahead of another big tree planting exercise to mark the Green Ghana project. The president will be leading things from the Legon campus as he plants a tree there. And you're all invited to do exactly the same. Where are we to be planting these seedlings? And do we know the species of seedlings that are being given out this year?
We're doing timber species, wawa, timber, fruit trees like guava, mango, coconut. And interestingly, that's what the general population seems to be a lot more attracted to, fruit seedlings. We planted some amity trees, which are trees to beautify our cities. But essentially, much of the planting will happen in degraded forest compartments. And we have a few corporate organizations who have come forward to adopt compartments, and some of them are funding the planting exercise to enrich these degraded compartments once again. So, yes, you can plant anywhere. You can plant in your home. You can plant in schools, in churches, mosques, in open spaces, in compartments. And if you contacted the Forestry Commission, I think they have their numbers out there. They will be able to provide you with a degraded forest compartment to be able to plant in those places.
That's great. Okay, so, are we starting the distribution of seedlings earlier, or do we have to wait till tomorrow?
The distribution is actually begun. The Forestry Commission is very much on top of it. They send these seedlings across the country. You should be able to pick some seedlings today, and you should be able to pick some tomorrow as well.
Brilliant. Okay, so is there a cost to this? Do we have to pay? How much do we pay for a seedling?
Well, there is some cost, but the focus is mostly been about trying to raise these seedlings primarily from the nurseries of the Forestry Commission, as well as from contributions. I mean, I know, for example, last year the Pentecost Church gave about 2 million seedlings or so, and several other NGOs involved in the forestry sector have had to come forward to support. I think when the exercise is all over, we will give a full update, which will spell out, as we've done in every edition, the cost to the taxpayer in terms of this exercise. Yeah.
Right. So, is there like an eligibility criteria? Who is eligible to pick up seedlings and plant them?
Oh, every Ghanaian and every resident in Ghana. Yes. School children are going to plant as well. We have the policy or the program of 1 student, 1 tree. So all of that has been planned, and everybody is eligible to plant.
Wonderful. Well, listen, help us out. What are the ways of getting this done? Are there contact numbers? Are there locations to go to?
Yes. So once I get off the line, I will get my officials to furnish you with the necessary telephone lines so that you can. And I'll send you some seedlings myself.
Fantastic. Very thoughtful of you. I appreciate that.
Just let me know the species you want. I'll send you a few.
Guava sounds good.
Okay, I'll send you a guava tree.
Lovely, I appreciate it. If you just joined us, we're talking to the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Mr. Samuel Abu Jinapor, and he's getting us all excited about Green Ghana Day. It's going to be observed on the 9th of June this year. So that's tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're all planting trees across the country. The target is 10 million seedlings. Let's all get involved and make it happen. Now, just before you leave, Mr. Jinapor, we all heard the reports that, goats had chewed some of the seedlings from last year and so forth. What measures are being put in place to ensure that this time around, in addition to freeing up the time of, the Forestry Commission employees, what else are we doing to ensure the survival of the seedlings that we're going to be planting tomorrow?
Well, first of all, Kojo, like every initiative and like every program, as ambitious as this is, you make mistakes at the initial stages, and then you learn lessons, and you try and perfect whatever you're trying to do. The first edition, which is the 2021 edition, a lot of things came out of it, which turned out to be very useful. It turned out that a lot of people just picked the seedlings, and some didn't plant at all, and some just planted haphazardly, and some planted, they didn't fence them. I think we ourselves did not particularly put in place enough measures for fencing, which is why last year we emphasized and we decided that a lot more of the planting should happen in degraded forest reserves. And I want to believe you understand what that is, and your listeners appreciate that, which is these forest reserves which have been degraded or which have been deforested, and therefore they are forest reserves, all right, but you do not have enough trees to qualify them as forest reserves. And in those places, these are in the bushes, so when you plant in these places, you don't need any fencing. The trees survive on their own. So we last year we focused more on degraded forest reserves. This year we are doing same, and also the trees we plant outside forest reserves, we put in place measures for fencing, and also some reasonable measures for nurturing them, watering, and so on and so forth. So I think that we are getting better year after year, and I'm very confident that the measures we put in place this year will even perfect the Green Ghana Day even the more. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Well, we're all geared up for Green Ghana Day. Any final words before you take leave?
Well, all I would say is that, look, the preservation, protection of our landscape and natural environment, it's a collective one. It's a responsibility of all and sundry. Government has a big responsibility to discharge in that regard. But I want to also say that all of us have a responsibility. And not just Ghanaians, residents of Ghana as well, which is why I want to commend the diplomatic corps for their consistency in supporting this initiative. every edition, 2021, 2022, and then tomorrow they planted in the Achimota Forest. And I think that is a very commendable conduct of theirs. So, look, I'm just asking your listeners and viewers that tomorrow gives us another opportunity to contribute to the restoration of the lost forest cover of our country. The pundits tell us, for example, that since 1900 to date, we've lost about 80% of our forest cover. That is alarming. And therefore, we have to put in place very aggressive measures to restore some of this lost forest cover. And tomorrow, let's go planting.
Absolutely. Mr. Samuel Abu Jinapor, thank you so much for your time with us this morning. I'm waiting for my guava seeds. Have a wonderful day.
I certainly will deliver it. Thank you very much. Sir.
Wonderful. All the best. There you go. That's the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Mr. Samuel Abu Jinapor. Hopefully, he's got you excited about planting trees. Huh? All right. Okay. So, it's Frimpong Boateng and kidneys. All of that coming up after these.
Ever visited a shop, picked a whole basket of provisions, toiletries, and very essential things you need, battled a long queue to finally pay, only to be told you can't pay to a merchant number? The way that thing they pay, but with Vodafone Cash, there is no problem. Now on Vodafone Cash, you can pay all merchants on all networks. Easy peasy. Aye straight. Aye direct. Aye sharp. From your Vodafone Cash wallet to any merchant's number on other networks. So whether you are buying provisions or fuel, medication or food, whatever the service or need, just pay conveniently from Vodafone Cash to any merchant's number. Simply dial *110# to make payment to merchants on other networks today.
Vodafone. Comfort, durability, finishing, quality. Choosing sofas and beds for your home, office, or hotel couldn't be easier with an exclusive range of sofas and beds in various designs and colors from Latex Foam. There is so much choice, whatever your budget. Latex Foam, your partner for life.
Welcome to Belmonte, where luxury meets comfort. If you're in the market for a home that combines class, convenience, and comfort, then look no further than Belmonte. Belmonte is located in the prime East Legon area of Lagos Avenue. The Belmonte stylish apartment offers first-class luxury and cutting-edge finishing. Whether you are looking for an executive studio suite or a cozy one-bedroom apartment, a spacious two-bedroom apartment, or a custom villa, we have you covered. But that's not all. Belmonte offers a range of top-notch facilities to relax and keep you entertained. So why wait? Take the first step towards your dream home. Sign up for our 3-year payment plan and own your property today. Contact us at 0204-343-011 or 0204-343-015 to learn more. Belmonte is developed by CPL Developers.
It's morning in Africa. It won't be bright for another hour or two, but the continent is already on the move. Trade is kicking up and spirits are high as the continent prepares to move yet another 1 million tons of goods to markets across the seas. It's the hour for making tea and coffee, of cotton bales, splitting wood, diamonds in metal boxes, and tall buildings going up. The train engines are revving up, factories are opening, and big undersea cables are pushing the continent alive. 4 time zones, 1 million opportunities, and vibrant young professionals 100 million strong. It's morning in Africa, and one bank is opening the door to endless opportunities. With seamless Pan-African payment and trade solutions and presence in Europe, Asia, and the Middle East, we are Africa's gateway to the world.
Access, more than banking.
In your cup and joy on the set. A super morning show is always the best.
later on the show. Right now, though, we've got to save some lives, right? The situation is dire. Raymond, kidney disease, I mean, the numbers are galloping in a way that is scary, doubling in a very short period of time. Today, if you walk into any hospital, about 13.5% of all the cases you see in the OPD are kidney cases.
Wow.
People are dying. And it is getting worse. So let's try and figure it out. What are we doing wrong that is, damaging and risking the health of our kidneys? Our guests are the very best to help us with this conversation. Let's say good morning to Dr. Elliot Kranting-Tano. He's a senior lecturer at the Department of Medicine at KNUST. He also happens to be a consultant nephrologist at the Komfo Teaching and kidney health advocate at the Kidney Health International. So that's the Komfo Teaching Hospital. The word hospital was missing there, forgive us. We also have our very own Dr. Yao Osafo. He's a specialist, a clinical biochemistry and toxicology specialist. And he's, of course, our drive doctor here on Joy. Doctors, good morning to you both.
Good morning, Kojo. I hope you're fine.
I am very well, Dr. Kranting. It's a pleasure to have you on our show. I hope we have Dr. Osafo as well.
Yes, Kojo, good morning and Perfect. Good morning to our listeners.
Wonderful. I'm spoiled for choice with the two of you. But I think I'll start with Dr. Kranting-Tano, if that's okay. Sure. Doc, I'm very interested in the general definition of the problem here. When we talk about kidney disease, what precisely are we referring to?
All right, so thank you very much, Kojo, and thanks for the invitation. I think the last time we spoke, we were talking about the LAMC and the kidneys. And
Indeed.
This time around, we are talking about kidney disease generally. Yeah, so kidney disease is a general term to refer to any condition that affects the function of the kidney. Hello, Kojo, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clearly. Please go on.
Yeah, so about kidney disease is about any condition that affects these organs we call our kidneys. And indeed, it's an umbrella term. So whatever affects it, irrespective of the cause, when we realize that the function of the kidney has reduced, we call it a kidney disease. But when we realize that the function has reduced over 3 months, so meaning that it's been there for a period of time, then we will call it chronic kidney disease, which means that there's a possibility of what we call an acute kidney injury. For instance, when somebody gets some infection now, and in a couple of days, the kidney function goes down, we know we can correct it. But it becomes chronic, then what it means is that it's so difficult to revert back to normalcy. And indeed, meaning that it's happened over a period of time. And that's what chronic kidney disease is all about.
Interesting. All right. Now, Doc, how vital, I mean, this might sound like a very simplistic question, but I know why I'm asking. How vital are the kidneys to human survival? I'm asking this because some people, some organs you can pretty much live without, my pancreas doesn't work, but I'm here. So how crucial are kidneys to human survival?
Yeah, thank you very much. And when we have discussions like this, I like the simple questions because that is when listeners will take some take-home messages. So the kidneys happen to be extremely vital because without it, you will not be able to make urine. I think that is the basic thing everybody understands. It's the kidneys that helps us to produce urine. And what is this urine we are talking about? All the food items you've taken, all the drinks you've taken, and the bad ones that the body does not want. It's the kidney is one way that it gets rid from your body. So what it means is that if the kidney is not working, you are going to accumulate all these, in quotes, evil things in your body or these toxins in your body, which would affect various parts of the body. So though when the kidney is not working, it doesn't affect only the kidney. It affects your brain, it affects your heart, it affects your lungs, it affects virtually every part of the body. That is the major function of the kidney. But that is not the only thing. The other thing the kidney does is that it helps you, Kojo, to produce blood. So what happens is that when your kidney is not working over a period of time, your ability to produce blood reduces. So So most of the times, people might be going to peripheral hospitals and they'll diagnose them for anemia or low blood levels. And they seem not to be clear in their mind what may have caused it because they are not bleeding, obviously.
Right.
One of the organs to look at is your kidneys. Your kidneys help you to produce blood. The other thing your kidneys help you to do is to help control your blood pressure. As you sit and you're able to speak to me, as I'm able to speak to you now, my heart is able to pump at a particular pressure to be able to ensure that every organ receives blood. Now, what happens is that when the blood pressures are too high, the kidneys have to regulate it for it to be normal. On the other hand, when the blood pressures are too low, it's the kidney's responsibility to push it up by ensuring that you don't get rid of some things in your urine to ensure your blood pressures are always within where they need to be. Guess what? When the kidneys are not working, we tend to see young people come with very high blood pressures because the kidneys have lost that ability to help control those blood pressures. So again, your kidneys help you to control blood pressure. The other thing the kidney does is that now you can take a lot of water, and I believe, like you mentioned, using your other example, I'm sure with the issue of diabetes and all, you're advised to take a lot of water and all. Now we are able to take all this amount of water and able to urinate them normally because the kidneys are working.
Right.
But guess what? When your kidneys are not working and you take too much, now the water does not come out of your body in the form of urine, and it stays in the body, and your feet will begin to swell. Your abdomen begins to become distended and become big. And sometimes you cannot even breathe because this fluid is now in your lungs. And then you virtually are drowning in your own amount of water in your body. These are the big functions of the kidney. But apart from that, for your kidneys for your body or your bones and your teeth to stay strong, guess what? My kidneys have a role here because they tend to control the calcium and the phosphate that makes your bones strong. So if people have kidney disease over a period of time, the bones are not strong enough because their calcium levels go low and so on and so forth. So, I think these are the ones I'll let listeners know about as the major functions of the kidney. That is why we need to keep them working for us.
I'm so glad I have my notebook with me because that was a lot and all very, very useful. Dr. Tano, I'm going to conclude from everything you've said that if my kidneys fail, I will not survive.
You can't survive.
All right. I want to bring in Dr. Yaw Safo because, Doc, you run a hospital, so you see some of these cases on a daily basis. The Ghanaian situation seems quite dire. What is it? First of all, is there a particular kind of kidney disease that seems to be prevalent in Ghana?
Right. Good morning once again, Kojo, and then good morning to my colleague, Dr. Tano. And I'm happy that he situated this conversation in the context of the function of the kidney, clearly outlining the principal functions of the kidney. So we all know that the kidney is very, very important to us. So, Kojo, if you look at chronic kidney disease, which CKD, which is what we are going to focus on, or we are focusing in this particular conversation, then we are looking at persistent impairment of the kidney function over the period Dr. Turner talked about.
Right.
And there are quite a number of different factors at play here, medical conditions. So CKD is an umbrella term. And then there are different medical conditions that cause the kidney to fail or not to function properly over a prolonged period of time. And then we'll slap the label on it and call it chronic kidney disease.
Right.
So that's some of these factors, and particularly in Ghana, what we tend to see. So in my clinic, and I run a metabolic clinic, the two most important conditions we see are hypertension, systemic hypertension, high blood pressure, as in simple terms, and then type 2 diabetes mellitus. And Kojo, I think you know a lot about diabetes more than I do.
Don't know about
so
that.
These are the two medical conditions that typically we see. Every now and then I will come across some not so common situations where people have used toxic plants or plants that have toxic or are toxic to the kidney. We tend to use a lot of plant preparations for enema in our part of the world. We take them orally as well. Well, not all plants are safe, and some of them can actually cause injury to the kidney, either in the acute situation or over a long period of time. But again, every now and then we would find a few instances of we will call them poison, or I'll call it poisoning, using the conventional medicines that we use in the hospital. Conventional medicines. So not all medicines, and that's why again we discourage individuals from just walking to the community pharmacy and purchasing drugs, because some of these medicines that you buy from the pharmacy shops can actually be injurious to the kidney. And one particular group that I think people abuse often or go and buy from the community pharmacies would be the what we call NSAIDs, the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, the diclofenac, ibuprofen. These are usually used as painkillers. Painkillers, and I think people just walk into community pharmacies and say, "Oh, I've come back from work. I have this pain, so I will take it." So yes, sometimes we'll come across these things, but overwhelmingly, Kojo, it is hypertension and then diabetes.
Wow.
On 17th May, I think the world celebrated World Hypertension Day. And Kojo, if you look at the numbers, it's scary. The WHO thinks that there are about 700 million people undiagnosed with hypertension, adults, who suffer hypertension and who are undiagnosed here in the community. So it is a huge problem for us, for a disease that essentially it won't give you symptoms in this initial stages until we slap a cuff around your arm and check your blood pressure. It is very, very difficult in the initial stages for anybody to have any symptoms. So it's a very silent disease until very, very late on. When it comes to diabetes as well, the initial stages, nothing dramatic. People don't pay attention to the changes in their urination patterns or even the fact that they are eating more than they would otherwise eat, and then they are urinating more at night and drinking more water. People say, "Oh, the sun is up and I'm sweating a lot and that's why I'm drinking water." So it's a very insidious onset in terms of these two medical conditions, and until we do a screening test in the urine and then a blood test, a simple blood test, we may not know that you are diabetic. Indeed. So, Kojo, these are the two common reasons why people are developing chronic kidney disease, not just in Ghana, but in most parts of sub-Saharan Africa, and then I dare say globally.
Now, Doc, I mean, we will spend more time on those two major causes because I think it's right to do so. But let's very briefly touch on the medication causes that you mentioned. Okay, so traditional medicine over the counter, if you buy the wrong stuff and take too much of it or at the wrong times, it can cause kidney problems.
Right, absolutely. So we're looking
and
at
ibuprofen. I'm just curious. You gave two examples, diclofenac and ibuprofen.
Yes.
I can't tell you how common these painkillers are.
Kojo, you are absolutely right. They are things that you can get without a prescription.
Yeah.
I know that in Ghana, unfortunately, even those medicines that are highly restricted, you would go in and then, unfortunately, in the community pharmacies, you would get access to them. But yes, these are regular, for want of a better expression, these are regular medicines that people can actually get. There are some antibiotics as well that people get off the counter that can be injurious to the kidney. So we will classify all of these things. We will call them nephrotoxic medicines. Some of them are antibiotics, which people readily get access to. Some of them are anti-hypertensive drugs which are used or prescribed in hospitals. And that is why in all of these things, we are always saying, let your physician be the one to determine what drug you are taking at every point in time. Not that, oh, my mother is hypertensive and she's taking this drug and it is good for her. So as I've also been diagnosed, let me also go and take the same. It may be very, very, very dangerous. Unfortunately, when it comes to the plant-related medicines or plant-based medicines, I'm not able off the top of my head to give you the specific plant agents that have been listed in some of the studies.
Doc, before we move to the plant-based medicines, because I think that's another area on its own. Let's conclude on this thing with the medication. So you gave another example. You said even anti-hypertensive drugs, some of them could end up damaging your kidneys. So the hypertension itself is damaging your kidneys. Then the medicine you are taking for it is also damaging your kidneys. Hey, I mean, it seems that in some cases it's inevitable. Whatever you do, you're going to damage your kidneys.
Right. So let me bring some clarity to that particular point. There are different classes of antihypertensive drugs that are available for use in treating hypertension. Each of them has a side effect profile, and each of them has periods or I say beneficial effects that we tap into in using for therapy. And at certain stages, if you already come to your physician and hypertension has already damaged your kidneys up to a certain point, then your physician will not put you on certain medications. I hope you understand. And so it is not that, we want people to think that, if I take antihypertensive medication, I'm damaging my kidneys. No, that is not the point. But the thing is, you cannot take just any antihypertensive medication, just as you cannot take any painkiller at any point, just as you cannot take any antibiotic at any point in time. Your physician will have to make a thorough assessment of your basic kidney function. And I think some of these biochemical tests can be done in almost every district level hospital in this country. There are even medications that we use, antiviral medications, that we are using to treat HIV, cancer drugs that we are using. So all these things, we are not going to say, because we said some cancer drugs can cause you to develop chronic kidney disease, you shouldn't take any of the cancer drugs.
Right.
There are different alternatives, and I think your physician will then make the appropriate choice. So there's actually a very tall list of medicines that we use in hospitals that we would not use if we know that somebody has some impairment of kidney function. So it is very, very, very important for me to make this point again, that the tall list of antibiotics, antihypertensives, anti-cancer agents, antiviral agents that can potentially damage your kidney and your doctor will make the appropriate choice for you.
So to be clear, for the avoidance of doubt and to the understanding of our audience, you really should not take any medication unless a doctor has asked you to do so.
Absolutely the point I wanted to make. Thank you.
Right. Now, let's before we bring in Dr. Tano, let's talk about those plant-based medicines. I mean, this is scary. I mean, so our kidneys are being brutalized by Bontia. And for me, the thing that is of interest is that unlike the over-the-counter medication, where the solution is the doctor will intervene and make sure you are taking the right thing, with those herbal medications, there is really no way of even knowing what is in them to know which one is helpful and which one is harmful. What exactly is the solution there?
Right. So, Kojo, if it comes to that area of herbal medication, I'm sure Dr. Tano will talk about it because there was a 2019 study that he led that looked at the prevalence and predictors of chronic kidney disease amongst Ghanaian patients. And they did mention the use of herbal, preparations. But I want to mention that when we talk about herbal medicines, it's a broad area. And in Ghana, we have the Center for Plant Medicine Research located in the Kwapim North municipality, which is my municipality. They're actually neighbors, where they have a very scientific approach to the use of herbal medicines. So herbal medicines as a group, we are not going to today on this show say that herbal preparations as a group are dangerous. We are going to talk about exactly the example that you gave. People go behind their houses or read something on Google, go and get a few herbs together and then grind them, boil them, and then use them as enema or or drink. Not knowing what the active agents in there are. Some of these plant-based medicines, these preparations that have been prepared this particular way, you don't know the active chemical agent in there. You don't know what the half-life of these agents are. You don't know whether they are particularly harmful to the kidney or the liver. And unfortunately, some of these plants can knock out your kidney, cause you to develop what we call acute kidney injury. And some of them actually can be the reason why you develop chronic kidney disease. So these days, unfortunately, our regulatory landscape is not that tight, but at least you must get certification for any medicinal plant from the Center for Plant Medicine Research and the Food and Drugs Administration. Those ones, they would have checked their nephrotoxicity and to make sure that they are safe, can be used safely, the doses are prescribed, and we actually know the active ingredients in there. But there are quite a number of them, even including mushrooms. Mushrooms would not be typically classified as plants, but botanically as plants. But then mushrooms, some mushrooms can actually be very, very damaging to the kidney.
Okay, well, I suppose then the advice is clear. If it's not FDA approved or licensed by the necessary authorities, do not take it. Okay, Dr. Tano, before we get into the two big ones, hypertension and diabetes, which is driving the numbers up in Ghana, there is one that you mentioned yourself, and we've talked about it before on a previous show, Galamsey. What is Galamsey doing to our kidneys?
Thank you, Kojo. And I'm hoping when we start into the Galamsey, the conversation does not end with Galamsey. So I would have loved it that maybe on your 2 minutes to time we'll talk about this, because the Galamsey is an emotional issue. So.
It is. Yeah.
I would want to quickly, just touch on, I think, what Doc mentioned before I delve into, in terms of even your catchphrase that, if it is approved by FDA, then it is fine. But even there, as a nephrologist, I worry in the sense that when you listen to the radio or you watch the television, sometimes they will say that, it has been approved by the FDA, and if you are pregnant or you are giving a child, you are breastfeeding a child, or you are less than 18 or whatever, you cannot take it. But then my question I ask is that, have they been able to test if my kidney function has reduced by 30%, can I take it? If my liver function has reduced by some percentage, can I take it? And I am actually not sure that some of these studies have gone into detailed kind of work into finding this unique group of people who may have some form of kidney disease one way or the other. So the assumption is that everybody being fine, your kidneys are working. But it so happens, I'm not sure how many of you are in the studio now, but putting everybody together, if there are about 10 of you, what I can say is that chances are that one of you or probably two of you might have some form of kidney disease, and you don't know about it. Right. So if you go and now take some medication, which you don't know its outcome so far as your kidney is concerned, you realize I mentioned that any food you eat, any water you drink, now any medications you take and all, it is the kidney's responsibility to get rid of it from your body. Now, as it is going through your kidney, the big question Ghanaians we should ask ourselves is that, what is it doing to my kidney? Like Doc mentioned, even us who have tested our medication, try to look out for the active ingredient, we still say there are side effects. But what is the mantra with herbal medication? Because it is natural, it is without side effects, which is a very dangerous statement. Because now the point is, Kojo, we all eat banana or we all eat some kind of fruit. But it so happens that when you are eating banana, let me use that as an example, you don't shove all the whole banana into your mouth. What do? You peel the skin and you throw it away. What I ask is that, is the skin not natural? It is natural, but we don't eat it, right? So the fact that something is natural in itself does not mean it is safe, and that is what Ghanaians should be particular about. When we delve into herbal medication, of course, it's people's daily bread. It's something that, of course, some of us, or all of us, have been given one herbal medication, some enema, some days by our parents, somewhere along the line. And then the issue is, now you are a doctor, so you are, can you open, so to speak, sorry. But then the point is that we know that some of these things might, over a period of time, harm your kidneys. A lot of people might go without any harm, yes. But then what about you? You going to take it now as we speak. What about you? Do you know your kidney strength? Do you know your kidney's ability? Do you know what it will do to you? And you can say, I've been taking it. But the point is that if you take once and it doesn't do anything to you, what about if you take it for about 3 months? What can it do to you? And I have countless examples of people going to all of these places and coming as patients, for which we may have to try and correct it, depending on how they come. Sometimes we make some gains in correcting. Other times they may have done over so long a period of time that when it hits into the chronicity, there's very little we can do about it. Yeah. So sorry I had to squeeze this in because I wanted the point to be clear. That it is not just, it is safe, so let's just go about it, or it has been approved, so it is safe for you. The point is you don't even know your kidneys function. So please, know it first before you know what you can take in and count it as safe for you. Absolutely. So back to your Galamsey issue. Yes, I think we know these heavy metals, and I think that is the difficulty with the Galamsey. They use heavy metals to be able to get the gold they want. And indeed, as they pursue the gold, they throw all caution to the wind. And the point is that if they damage that water, and there's a lot of mercury in that water, and I make people understand, you might say, you are safe somewhere in Accra. You are probably not in the Ashanti region or where they are digging the gold or whatever it is like, so you are safe. But the point is, if it gets into the water body and you are even downstream and you are taking this, water because you think, your area is safe, or they are using it they are using water that might be contaminated to water the vegetables and fruits and all of that we are going to tell you now to take, chances are that you might increase these content in your body. Now, a lot of mercury in your body would eventually cause damage to the brain, to the heart, and not just the kidney alone. So we should also bear in mind that indeed, normally the quick example I gave, Doc is here, we used to have a lot of mercury thermometers in our mercury sphinx, the one we use to check blood pressures in our hospital. Yes. Now we are facing these because the point is that there are some hospitals elsewhere, when that mercury sphinx breaks, people run away. Because sometimes when it touches your skin or you inhale it or it has toxic effects on your body. Now people actually are standing in the water. What they even do is that sometimes they try and, they put it in their mouth to try and suck something out of it. And then they are actually absorbing this mercury in their body. So if this happens over a long period of time, the damage to your kidney, the damage to the other organs is actually tremendous. And we tend to see a lot of patients coming from mining areas, with kidney disease. And they are very young people. I think we will probably talk about age grouping and kidney disease but very young people. And we believe that some of these things may have, caused the harm. And I'm still opening up. The last time we had a conversation where if people will support, we'll be able to study it well to be able to say, because all of this for now is speculation. But we believe that if we are getting young people who live in these areas coming with a lot of kidney disease, one, either because they are getting it more, or two, they have the money to be able to get onto dialysis. But we believe that, of course, the exposure is what is creating the problem, Kojo.
Right. Listen, if you just joined us on Joy 99.7 FM or Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi, we are grateful for your company. But this conversation, it matters to all of us. All right. We're talking about kidney disease. You will not believe what is happening to the numbers in recent times. That is going to be the next leg of our conversation with our two guests. We're going to try and understand why these numbers are leaping forward and what danger that poses for all of us. Dr. Yao Safo and Dr. Elliot Cranting-Tano return after these messages.
What? It seems Royal Foam did not get the memo. Time Times are tough. Prices are going up. They're giving 10% discount, free pillows with every purchase. Hey, Royal Foam. Just when you thought all they manufacture are quality but affordable mattresses and pillows, they take it up a notch by being thoughtful in these hard times. Royal Foam has reduced their prices drastically. Buy a mattress, get a free pillow. Enjoy 10% discount instantly, nationwide. Take advantage. Enjoy Royal Foam. Enjoy the best.
Call Royal Foam today on 020-227-1000 for more information.
Royal Foam. Rest assured.
My people, Philadelphia. Our very own Adansi Travels is 10 years old. Wow. I hope you remember what they did on their 5th anniversary with a 555 figure and even the power of 8.
Then this will be a 10-day thing.
That is right. We are going on a 10-day adventure in Dubai on a chartered Emirates flight full of Adansi travelers from 10th to 19th August. And starting from $1,650, you can be part of this Adansi-licious 10th anniversary tour. The rate covers flights, hotel accommodation, breakfast, visa, airport transfer, tours, and Adansi at 10 mega party at Dubai Desert Camp with the legendary Samini.
Adansi Travelers Tour. It's a vibe. The 10th anniversary. Sando, be a part of this.
You can pay a minimum of $500 to book your seat and pay the rest till 15th July. Contact Adansi Travels now on 0595 500 817 or 055 631 0404 to book your spot now. Adansi Travels. Feel life's beauty.
The Ghana Chamber of Mines presents the 5th edition of the Ghana Mining and Energy Summit from the 7th to the 9th of June 2023 at the Accra International Conference Center. The theme for this event is Harnessing Mining and Energy Potential for Sustainable National Development. Join us for 3 days of thought-provoking discussions with industry experts, top business executives, government officials in and outside Ghana's mining sector. There will be opportunities for B2B meetings, networking, collaboration, and exhibition of products. Come and discover the latest trends in technologies and innovations in mining and energy sector. Register now and be part of this prestigious event. Visit www.GhanaMiningSummit.com to register or email info@GhanaMiningSummit.com for more details.
Are you tired of struggling with bad financial situations? At Quick Credit, we understand the difficulties that come with transitioning to a better one. That's why we're here to simplify the process for you. With loan facilities from 1,500 cedis upwards, all you have to do is call and we will take care of the rest. All you need is your national ID. No savings, no collateral, no susu, no deposits, and no account opening required. Quick Credit has you covered. Whether you're expanding a business, starting a new one, facing an emergency like school fees or funeral expenses, or even just in need of a salary loan. What are you waiting for? Call Quick Credit today. 0302 200 390 or 059 692 0833. We do not give loans via the internet. Quick Credit is regulated and licensed by the Bank of Ghana. Terms and conditions apply. Quick Credit. Lending made simple.
Have you ever been on a cruise? Imagine sleeping and waking up to the view of calm blue waters in the comfort of your cabin whilst visiting different cities like Santorini, Mykonos, Barcelona, Bahrain, Wilvis Bay, or Venice, where for about 7 days you're treated like royalty on board a floating resort with food, drinks, entertainment, accommodation, several relaxation and fun therapies. Our packages to the Mediterranean, Southern Africa, Greek islands, and the Persian Gulf are available every week. Talk to your cruise people today and learn more about cruising and how it impacts productivity, mental health, and your general well-being. Call us now on 0308 251 055 or visit yourcruisepeople.com.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
boy, if you just joined us, I don't think even we expected it to be such a fascinating and revealing and a little bit scary conversation. It's all about our kidneys. We're discovering that some of the things we take for granted are actually putting our kidneys at risk. Did you know that you shouldn't be taking ibuprofen by heart without a doctor telling you to do so?
Brufen.
Thank you, Maman Kanye. Brufen. Diclofenac. Don't try unless a doctor has told you to take it. These are things we buy over the counter whenever we have a headache, but you could be damaging your kidney. Let's not even talk about the herbal medications that we buy, those that we don't even know what is in them, what the potency is, even the ones that the FDA has approved. Do you know whether your kidney, the function of your kidney allows you to take them? Charlie, today our eyes have been opened by Dr. Elliot Cranting-Tano and Dr. Yao Osafo. Dr. Tano is a senior lecturer at the Department of Medicine at KNUST. He's also consultant nephrologist at Komfo Teaching Hospital. Now, he happens to be a kidney health advocate with Kidney Health International, which is brilliant because this is exactly what he does on the daily. Dr. Yao Osafo is a specialist, a clinical biochemistry and toxicology specialist. He runs a clinic that deals with this sort of thing. And so he meets real life cases and is really educating us on those. If you're listening on Love FM in Kumasi, thank you so much for choosing us. You'd better stay for what is coming up next. Now, I have a question for you. What is exciting, delicious, creamy, and rich with vitamins, minerals, and has the goodness of cocoa all at the same time? Can you guess? Yes, I know it is me, but not just me. Niche chocolate drink is made with Ghana's finest wholesome cocoa. Niche chocolate is full of delicious goodness, just like me. Niche chocolate drink comes in 250 milliliter bottles and 180 milliliter Tetra Pak so that you can enjoy them big or small. It's great for all members of the family. Why don't you visit a shop near you to get yours? You will love it. You can call 053 181 8292 or 027 777-9560. Niche, taste of Ghana. So help me God. All right, now we know that life is go, 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 and that it's hard to make time for the things that really count. So at Absa, they will not let banking get in your way. That's why with their digital channels, you can bank when, where, and how you want so that you can focus on what or who is important to you. Banking has never been this easy. Transfer funds into your savings account, pay your old school union dues and your DSTV subscription, and so much more with the click on your phone. Get things done simply with Absa's digital channels. That's Africanacity. That's Absa. Terms and conditions apply. Go to absa.com.gh to learn more. All right, now, are you a prospective student in Ghana? Are you seeking a prestigious university experience in South Africa? Well, look no further because you are cordially invited to explore the exceptional alternative, the University of the Free State. Now, their mission is to empower ambitious individuals like you with an opportunity to thrive in a vibrant global community. Immerse yourself in world-class research, engage in meaningful collaborations, and contribute to groundbreaking advancement in your field of study. At the University of the Free State, they take pride in their 7 faculties of academic excellence. Whether you aspire to delve into science, arts, commerce, or humanities, their dedicated facilities provide unwavering support throughout your postgraduate journey. So don't miss out on the chance to unlock your full potential. Join the esteemed institution, University of the Free State, and make your mark on the world. Begin your remarkable academic adventure with them today. If you want to book space, send a WhatsApp to 0277 261 37104. Okay, 002 772 613 7104. Okay, it's on the 8th and the 9th of June at Mervenpick Ambassador Hotel from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Take the first step towards a brighter future. Enroll at the University of the Free State now. Okay, it's that time of the day. Ray, have you ordered lunch yet?
No, I'm hoping to do so.
Okay, you better do it with Lunch Avenue, my brother. So that you can eat something good and stop those enemies. Yes. Tasty grilled chicken and fried rice, that's an option. Okay, and the best thing about it is not just the aroma, which is amazing, but the fact that it's all made with natural, selected, fresh ingredients. Okay, feel the love in every bite of excellently savored and sizzled food. If you're working in Accra or Tema, call Lunch Avenue on 0558 502 206 to order fresh home cooked and nutritious meals. Lunch Avenue, tasty, yummy and healthy. Imbura is happy that you are going off NMS because he says it means more for him. Okay, Dr. Elliot Cranting Tano joins us from KNUST, and Dr. Yao Osafo joins us from his mountaintop residence.
Cozy place.
Cozy location. All right, we're talking about kidneys, and look, we've already learned so much. It's quite alarming, all right? But the problem is actually nationwide, okay? So let's try and understand why the numbers in Ghana seem to be going up so high. We know that the two big causes are lifestyle diseases like diabetes and hypertension. But in recent times, the numbers have jumped. Dr. Osafo, you shared a very interesting report with me on this. Help us understand what has happened in recent times that has caused the leap.
Kojo, thank you. Let me share with our listeners a study that was published in 2019. So it's fairly recent, and it was a 20-year review that looked at the trends in deaths attributable to kidney disease, and they looked at the period from beginning of January 1994 to December 2013. So it's quite comprehensive. Dr. J and his colleagues. And Kojo, they put the mortality rate at about 5% of all the deaths. Between 1994 and 2010, it was steady. It kept at about 5.0%. Then between 2010 and 2013, there was a jump. It doubled. The mortality rate, the death rate attributable to renal kidney disease jumped to 10%. From
10%
5%.
of all deaths.
In terms of the deaths, yes, all deaths. From autopsies. And this review was autopsies. Autopsies conducted in two of the biggest hospitals in Ghana, Komfanochi Teaching Hospital and Kolibu Teaching Hospital. So for me, what was instructive was that jump, that period between 2010 and 2013. And I am sure the next review that will be done covering 2013 to maybe 2036, that next 20 years, I wouldn't be surprised if there is still an increasing, trend. So we move from, if you like, 5% to 10% in a very, very short space of time. And the conclusion they drew from the study, why this had happened, was that they saw two things. A lot of the patients had, or the bodies they autopsied, suffered chronic and acute infections. Most likely these infections were bacterial infections, the kidney. And then secondly, hypertension. So this is what this autopsy review study revealed. So hypertension popped up again. If you look at other studies that have been done, some of them are community-based studies, some of them are single-center studies, and I think the one by Dr. Tano and his colleagues, this was a multi-center study. They looked at 5 centers. Then the top causes are hypertension and then diabetes. Because I think something is happening in this country, and I will explain. When it comes to hypertension, and again, one of the things I picked up from one of the studies was that And I think I see that often too, that you have a preponderance of CKD in males compared to females.
Yes.
I have my own limited research for my 17 years working experience to say that when it comes to administration of medicines, I think the women do better than men, particularly when it comes to the use of antihypertensive medication. You know, hypertension is notorious for destroying your kidneys long term. It is. So it needs to be controlled. Because most of the time, the medicines we are using for the control, some of them have a side effect of erectile dysfunction. And you know, as men, we hold on to that thing dearly.
We would rather lose a limb.
Rather than lose it.
Than lose our potency. Yes.
Yes. You know, so unfortunately, compliance with antihypertensive medication amongst men, in my practice, is very low compared to females. So a lot more men go on in life with very high blood pressures and therefore tend to destroy their kidneys over a long period of time and develop CKD and the associated end-stage kidney disease. Probably the same thing happens with diabetes as well. If you compare...
I think we have a problem with the line there. Dr. Safo, you were about to explain the situation with diabetes and why it seems to make men more at risk of CKD than women.
Sorry, could you say that again?
You were about to explain why diabetes also puts men more at risk of CKD than women.
No, yes, I was saying that the health-seeking habits of women seems to be better than men. And therefore, a woman might notice earlier on that I am urinating too frequently at night and therefore presents to the hospital. Men are conditioned in a way that until they are really, really, really broken down by any disease, most likely they will not seek health care. So by the time they are coming to hospital, we will not come and complain about so-called trivial things and say, oh, but if they are urinating a lot more frequently, you will discuss it with a friend and then come up with some solutions or some explanations to explain it away, and then that is it. So I tend not to see the early stages of diabetes in men. They tend to present late at the clinic. Compliance with whatever plan of care that you develop for them is poor in compared to women, and therefore I wasn't surprised at some of the conclusions that have come out from some of the studies by Dr. Tano and his colleagues and other studies that I have looked at as well. So the to condition again the salt intake, the intake of processed food. Every processed food has salt in it. The canned things. These days, I cringe when they open a mall in, I won't mention the name of the places, but people were in celebratory mood because now there was a Accra mall. Now there is also a mall in their city, and I'm not here to condemn any supermarket or anything, but the reality is that the health reality is that increased consumption of processed foods increases your risk of developing hypertension because a lot of processed foods have high salt content. We are also using a lot of food additives that contain monosodium, and sodium is a very, very important salt electrolyte when it comes to the control of the blood pressure. Unfortunately, too, we have a lot of our local food that contain a lot of salt. So when it comes to nani, more money, plantain chips, and you name it.
Yeah.
All these things are highly salted food products, and we consume in our country. And then we also put salt, table salt, by the food, add to taste. I don't know what is wrong with some people's taste buds, but the amount of salt that they drop in their foods are not good.
Yeah.
So for me, these things explain it away. We are moving gradually. Our society is changing. Our eating habits changing. We're consuming a lot more processed, canned foods, and because of a certain affluence that is developing in the society, our health-seeking habits are not the best, especially with men, and then also compliance with plan of care when it comes to these two chronic conditions are the reasons why we seem to be seeing an increasing number of chronic kidney diseases, primarily because of type 2 diabetes and hypertension.
Wow. Dr. Cranton-Tano, so how does a nation respond to this? Numbers have doubled. Our ability to deal with kidney disease has not doubled. Our capacity has not doubled. I am afraid to ask how many dialysis machines we have on record in this country. I'm afraid to ask. Yet, 13.5% of all cases presented in all OPDs in all hospitals are kidney related. Are we not going to drown under the pressure of this?
Yeah, thank you very much, Kojo. I think it begins with having a conversation. I mean, so using big platforms like this is very helpful, I mean, for us. And I think Dr. Safo has really explained a lot of things for our listenership. Now, I'll hit a bit on the mortality. I mean, so Dr. Safo mentioned the mortality in terms of how many of them are dying from kidney disease vis-a-vis overall causes of death from the post-mortem. But I would also want to share that within the group of people who report with kidney disease, what the mortalities are. So we did some study here in Komfo Anokye where we noted, so we actually collected data over a 10-year period. And indeed, our numbers over this 10-year period, OPD, has gone up by about 4 times. Our admission rates in terms of people coming with kidney disease is gone up by about 3 times. Now, the staggering part or the danger part that I'm going to mention now is the fact that when I admit about 10 people with some form of kidney disease, chances are that I'm going to sign death certificates for about 3 of them. Now, there will be some of them I may have to just discharge because, of course, it's not like they are well or they can afford dialysis, but we need to make bed for the next sicker patient, if you understand what I'm saying. So we may say, okay, go home and come and show yourself, and they don't pitch again. They are not part of this statistics. So we believe that invariably, give them some 3 months, 6 months, stop, they would pass on. It is staggering. Now, the point is that we have various stages of kidney disease. So we are not saying the kidney disease in itself is death. When you have kidney disease, I have a lot of patients who have had kidney disease for a long time. They are managing themselves well, and I even jokingly tell them that, listen, most likely, Daddy, you are actually going to die from something else, not necessarily from your kidney. So we have serious kidney disease. The problem I have is that the majority of my patients will come in the late stages, where we would only have to be considering dialysis. That is Komfo Anokye Teaching Hospital data, which is similar to what they are getting in Korle Bu also. Over 70%. I ask myself, this group of people, where were they? And I think Dr. Safo mentioned healthcare seeking behavior and all. One thing I will quickly add to the fact that females tend to pick things early is the fact that females are also privileged by the fact that, you know, because they are going to deliver, they would by force, by ANC or something, be exposed to hospital care. So by force, indeed, if you want to come to ANC, we'll check your blood pressure, we'll check your sugars, we'll check your HIV status, and so on and so forth. So we are able to pick them early. Now, the point is that I might see a 50-year-old man I'm seeing for the first time now with end-stage kidney disease. I'm afraid if he cannot afford dialysis, he will die in 2 weeks. And he tells me, Doc, so wait, I don't get sick. so I don't go to the hospital. And because you are seeing him now, and his blood level is on the floor, his blood pressure is high, and indeed he will even add that, sometimes I get headache, and when I get headache, I go for diclofenac, brufen, like these things have been mentioned. So adding insult to injury. Now the point is, if we have conversations like this and people get to know the basic things they can do to prevent kidney failure, or for that matter, kidney disease, it is a paradigm shift. And I think that is what makes me very uncomfortable, just sitting in consulting room, watching people come in end stages, and there's very little you can do for them. When we can educate them, like we are educating them now, and hopefully, if they listen to it, I mean, if we educate them and they don't listen, that's another thing altogether. But at least our job is done by educating them to pay particular attention to some of these basic things. I think we might change the numbers. Your big question: why have the numbers gone high, or why has the numbers gone too high nowadays? Now, some study that we did in Komfo-Anokye, actually, indeed, the diabetes, hypertension are the big causes, but we noted, that there are some group of people who would come in, they are too young for you to say that their hypertension is what has caused the kidney disease.
Right.
So most studies before that study of ours would quote that, hypertension is the topmost cause of kidney disease in Ghana. And indeed, even across some colleagues, even in Africa, they will say. But we are studying closely to realize that, listen, if you are 25 years, and I see you and you have kidney disease and your blood pressure is high, like I explained from the beginning, it is more likely that your kidney disease actually, or your kidney function was down, and your body's ability to compensate for being down because of the kidney disease is what has given you the blood pressure, because your kidney now cannot control your blood pressure. So in that study, we decided to categorize them well based on scientific data, who we will call that, if we have somebody who's been hypertensive for, let's say, 20 years or 15 years or 30 years and now has come with small kidneys or kidney failure, we can say, it's likely the hypertension that caused the kidney disease. But if I have a 24-year-old, how long have you developed this hypertension for you to have developed this kidney disease? Considering sometimes things we also look at, how much protein there is in your urine. So by virtue of that study, we concluded, which some other colleagues across Africa are beginning to believe, that, listen, there is another entity, which we call it in umbrella terms, glomerulonephritis, meaning there's something that has gone bad with your kidney over a period of time without our knowledge, without your knowledge, which is presenting with the hypertension. And that now becomes the topmost cause. Now, colleagues across the world are calling it kidney disease with cause unknown. We don't know, but they come in and the kidneys have shut down to the extent that they need dialysis and all. If you do that analysis, then diabetes actually will now, the world over, diabetes is the number one cause of kidney disease. Yes, clearly. But in our part of the world, now this CKD cause unknown, or chronic kidney disease cause unknown, or chronic kidney disease from this big word that I mentioned, meaning there's something going on we all don't know, seems to be the one that is leading. And I think that is, for me, my interest. And then now hypertension now will juggle, depending on who is doing the study, as the second or the third with diabetes.
Right.
Now, what is this big entity that we don't know? And that is where the conversation starts. Is it because we are born malnourished? Is it because we are not eating well as we are growing? Is it because we are exposed to all these diarrhea diseases as we are growing younger? Now, the point is, if you are born premature alone, you start off with being shortchanged in terms of the number of cells in your kidney that is supposed to help function. So let's say if you are born at 10 and you have, let's say, it's supposed to be 1 million nephrons or small parts of the kidney. Now, some people are born and they are already starting off with less the amount. And indeed, most likely from our part of the world, they are poor, they are not eating well, they probably are taking all sort of herbal medication. So we believe that all of these things may be accounting for why we are seeing our patients develop kidney disease at a relatively younger age. When I go for conferences, Japan is presenting 80 years, 70 years, 60 years, they would say. In fact, most, high-income countries will say, risk for kidney disease is 60 and above. I keep laughing at them. It's a joke. In Ghana, risk of kidney disease probably starts from birth. And these are the reasons that we think that indeed, as an adult, as you are listening to me now, as you are following this conversation, or you are watching the video or whatever later, please ask yourself, where do you fall, and are you already on 100%, or which part of the function is your kidney, because we believe that it's this that drives it. So now, if you already have a background issue without your knowledge, and then now you are taking all sort of medications, you grow up, you become a young man, you are now 20 years, you want to sleep with all the women in the world, and you go about taking all these potent aphrodisiacs, which tends to also cause some huge damage to your kidneys without your knowledge. Then by 23, now you become my patient. And that is the worry. Now, let's be careful. Anything that we eat or we take into our bodies and its implication for our kidneys, considering the fact that we are not starting off on the same pedal with or on the same level with our colleagues in high-income countries because of all these challenges. Let me also talk about the sun. You see people selling in the sun, walking in the sun, sweating a lot. How much water are they taking? So the whole day, I have not drank water. And their urine is as dark as you can call it. If you do this over a period of time, you may not have diabetes, you may not have hypertension, you may not have taken a painkiller or alcohol or whatever it is like, but this alone over a period of time has rippling effect on your kidney function. So now I have diabetes on top of that, or my parents have, or I have hypertension. And again, this diabetes, hypertension are also silent killers. They don't tell you anything. So there are people, indeed, because I'll tell you this. I'll get a patient who is like 60-something. They'll come with kidney failure. You find out, it's likely from diabetes. And you have a son, a daughter, who has brought this mother to hospital. And I ask, okay, mommy has diabetes. And I ask, for how long? Mommy is now, let's say, 60 and got diabetes for 20 years, so let's say 40. And whoever has brought the mother, I'll ask, how old are you? And he goes, maybe I'm 35. I'll ask, have you ever checked your blood pressure? I'll hear and no. Have you ever checked your blood sugar? I'll hear and no. Sometimes in my clinic, I will force you to check your blood pressure and your sugar there and then. And Kojo, do you know what? It turns out that sometimes their sugars are even higher than those they are bringing to the hospital. Their blood pressures are higher than those they are bringing to the hospital.
Yep.
So if you want to change the conversation, we should begin to look at things from the prevention aspect. And again, that is why having this conversation is very important.
You know what?
If you have a family history, if you have diabetes yourself, please always check your kidney function, because now we are saying about 13% of Ghanaians. So averagely, like I said, 1 out of 10 have some form of kidney disease, wherever you are.
Yeah.
Now, if this number is that high, why is it that we are not checking ourselves? Because the majority of them will have no symptoms. Do you know what? Like the mobile phone that we use, when the battery drops to, let's say, 10% or 15%, that is what your battery would say, your phone would say, like, charge or low battery or whatever it is like, right?
Yeah.
That is exactly how the kidney works. So if you are waiting for symptoms, the symptoms will only show when your kidney function has dropped to about less than 15%. And that is why we are tending to see them come late, because they are waiting for symptoms. And people should not wait for symptoms, because the prevalence is high. And if we are not careful, it will continue to be high because of all these things we mentioned. People's lifestyle, not drinking, the painkillers, taking all sort of things in the name of herbs, medication, I'll say. And again, we are also implicated in terms of our orthodox medication. I won't take us out. But the point is, it depends on who is giving you, because I'll say, because I'll start you on a medication, you come, I'll check your kidney function, and I'll say that I am the same one who started, because as of the time, your kidney functions was this, but now you've gotten here. So let's change to something else. We need to be mindful about our health. Yeah. And Kojo, you mentioned something that young people are willing to lose the males when it has to do with antihypertensives and all. They are willing to lose a limb. Sorry to correct you. I have come to realize young men are actually willing to lose their life.
Yeah.
Not just the limb, their life. So, and they say it blatantly to us. We hear it all the time.
Yeah.
So it is not the limb. As for the limb, they lose it, they don't mind.
Hey, Matabides. Listen, I've got to say that we've really kicked the hornet's nest. We've opened Pandora's box, and so we have to see this through to the end. Dr. Osafo, Dr. Tano, I beg you, we must return to this, but we have to do it in a way that allows our audience to ask you questions. Okay, so we'll see how we can situate, you in the studio, or whatever we'll have to do. We'll make use of the opportunity of technology as well, so that our audience can engage you, because the matter is scary. But for now, I want to say a big thank you to Dr. Yao Safo, specialist, clinical biochemistry and toxicology, and Dr. Elliot Cranting Tano, senior lecturer, Department of Medicine, KNUST, also a consultant nephrologist at Confanoche. He also happens to be a kidney health advocate and with Kidney Health International. God bless you both. Please, let's do this again. All right, just before the break, let me remind you, some people spend their lives trying to be rich. Others are born that way, not because of what they have, but because of where they come from. Choose the fresh mineral water that is made naturally rich by the same African soil that made you. Voltic, own your richness. Now it's your time to enjoy the Royal Foam mattress at an affordable rate. They've got the Wunsuwum Rainier promo going on. It's 10% off the current prices of their mattresses. Plus, they'll give you free pillows. If you want to know more, call 020-227-1000 for more information. Royal Foam, rest assured. Now, Raymond has something to say. We'll hear from him when we come back from these.
Shouldn't have gone to that party.
Masa, my head is killing me.
Is that your stomach?
Yes.
What did you eat? I don't know.
Get rid of your gastric problems with number 10 liver salt. Number 10 gives you quick, effective relief from nausea, indigestion, heartburns, hangovers, and hyperacidity. And with different fruity flavors such as orange and lemon, it's a pretty tasty way to end an uncomfortable situation. Number 10 liver salt from Ernest Chemist, because everyone needs a chemist.
This advert has been vetted and approved by FDA.
The system has nothing on her. Those in power fear what she can do. She is Madame, and she is coming. On one hand, she's a humanitarian, and on the other, she's using them to seduce men in power for favors. Madame is a new drama series that explores the evils of an uncontrolled system where young women are exploited. Premiering Monday, 8th May at 8 p.m. on Aquaba Magic, DST Channel 150 and Go TV Channel 102. Stay connected on star 759#.
Ojam, why you make quiet like that?
Oh, Charlie, I'll go do some POP, give somebody where the cornice is not fine, cry.
I always they tell you, see, for decorative roses and cornices, the solution be interface. Them have different imported cornices and roses in different designs and shapes. Installing them be so easy, and it go give your customer the finishing he wants.
Ojam, take me go interface right now before I lose this customer.
Interface Limited is the leading supplier and installer of finishing input materials for the building and construction industry in Ghana. Call us on 0274-999999 or visit our website at
www.interfacelimited.net. Facebook Interface Limited GH. Instagram Interface.limited.
Say donut, 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 donut. Hey, donut, 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 donut. Donut, donut. Yen con cotton, donut, donut, donut. Malaria super donut. Everybody follow not sa malaria. A 3D till donut now. Oh, malaria chill. Oh, popo. What do you do? I want you. Donut. Donut. Tobacco. Donut. Donut. Adamienu. Donut. Adamiensa. Donut. No. Lonat scatter malaria. Lonat ide scatter malaria.
A quality product from Blaze GVS Pharma. Yen hwehwemu hu se malaria wo mojam ansa na wanum Lonat. Na nam yen search na malaria no daso wo ho a ko hu doctor.
This advert is FDA approved.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy